Gramps. I found a pair of tickets to get into a really exclusive tavern. Maybe we should go check it out. That was where it began. I am Nathaniel, Lodi, Kelwar, Umros, Rashik, Tamrin, Elisek, Famris, Zanyar, Orlin, Kazviz, Gadri, Panuzu, Deepback. Or at least, I was. Now, I'm not so sure. This is the story of how my grandfather, two strangers, and myself became something we never thought we would be. Or even could be. How we became more than we were. And, hopefully, how we can become ourselves once again.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Exacted Spirits episode number 4.
Nope, start over. You didn't do it long enough. You gotta expand.
You gotta hold the ood.
You gotta hold the good.
You gotta make it a big good.
Good evening.
Wait a minute. Have you met me? Do I hold good?
Well, you better start holding good.
I have met you and been headlocked by you, and I can tell you, you hold good.
Fair enough, sir. All right.
So try again. Take 2.
Take 2. Okay. Tell me when we get to take 20. We'll stop there.
Take 2.
That was horrible. Let's do it again. This time with
and
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Exacted Spirits campaign. I am your GM, Morden56. We are doing. Everyone is currently at the tower, and we will be picking up there where they decide where they want to go next. My fun fact for today is I have run this campaign probably 3 or 4 times, depending on how you want to count it. And in fact, I've never got to the end. I'm really hoping that this group gets to the end because I want someone to actually figure out the ending, even if they can guess it already.
The butler did it.
Absolutely. It's all Kevin's fault.
You're up, Gray.
I am Greymane Gaming. I am playing the part of Phelan Duskflower in this campaign, who was originally a cleric, Furbolg. The fun fact is, I actually didn't make this character. Literally, it started out in the Ravenloft campaign, and I sent second a text saying, "Hey, if you want another player, I'll play." And basically, I had no time to make the character because I'm driving, and basically shot him I'm thinking 40k Witch Hunter, Ordo Malleus, Ordo Hereticus. And like 5 minutes later, he sends me back a picture of the character, and it's like, perfect, go with it.
He did also say possibly Irish, and that was literally where the Furbolg part came from.
Oh, yeah. I said for the personality, I was thinking something like Stephen from Braveheart.
Badger's turn.
I know, I'm still trying to think of mine.
Here,
Okay.
Tag me in.
I'm tagging you in. You take over for a minute.
Okay.
Let me think one more minute.
Okay. I am the second class elitist. I am playing Gnathan. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I am currently a drow artificer. We checked. Currently drow. Originally gnomish artificer. Hopefully he'll get back to that at some point. I had a fun fact that I was going to say that I'm going to save in case Ace needs more time. However, or for next week. However, I am going to say that my fun fact is that Morden's first take and the reactions to it are being kept in the video. So there you go.
All right, I'll jump back in. My name is Ace. I am playing Sindri Badger in this campaign.
Doesn't Badger have a last name?
He has several. He's a gnome.
Yeah,
He's a tinkerer gnome.
He just mostly goes by Badger at this point. He's old.
It's an acronym of all their names.
Actually, I realized that I've been saying my name wrong at some point, and the third name in the line of my name should in fact be Sindri. So I'll have to switch that.
I'll make a note of it.
And my fun fact is there is a multitude of times in this campaign where Ace has thought, and therefore Badger has thought, this would have been solved if I could just shift into animals like I should be able to.
Yep.
You're
not wrong.
That whole problem of 0 tanks
Yep.
could be fixed if I was a druid.
Yep. Oh, we
I'm
got
hip
2
with
tanks
mine.
now. If you can count a monk as a tank.
True.
I mean,
It doesn't stretch the name panel. That's
depends how you play
unfortunate.
it, or it depends on what you combine with it.
Next up is Miner.
Hello, I am Miner, currently playing Monarch, the presently GIF Drunken Master Monk. The fun fact I have for you today is that even though I do not know what a hippo is, I have decided that I do not like them.
There you go. You're a hypoxy, right? That was what they were calling you.
We decided he's a
Hypaxi,
hypaxi.
Yes. What is this GIF? Is it pronounced GIF or GIF?
Yes.
Oh, this is that moment where if I absolutely could, I would drop you in the middle of the Guardians of the Astral Sea just to start that conversation and pull you right back out.
Yeah, and
Dolton would do that.
you're a very animated GIF.
You're a very
Oh, well
animated
done,
kid.
sir.
It's like Murray from Sly Cooper's just like.
Yep. Next up, we have Kane.
Well, hello there. My name is Kane, also known as Buttholder, also known as other things. And fun fact about Billy Hillbridge. Billy has killed a shark with his bare hands.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
He ripped its nose off and turned it into a sword. That's all I'm gonna
Nice.
share for now.
And next is Sorkran.
I'm Sikorax, currently playing Sokoran, the currently half orc wizard. Fun fact about my character, although I've now an intelligence of 19, the original Sokoran does not even know how to read, which might be funny when we return to the tavern, since I did not see the Eldritch Horror coming in, and I don't know how to read the "Do not open the window" sign.
So you're the one that opened the window. Got it.
Or he's the
Maybe.
one that's opening the window
Maybe.
again next time. Yay!
Yep, it is very possible.
I cannot remember anyway. I was too drunk for it.
It's a very John Mulaney salt and pepper diner situation. On the other hand, going back.
In all fairness, Phelan probably would have tried to open it at some point.
John.
I remember Nathaniel almost did.
Only
Yeah, to
because
make it listen.
only because the sign said don't, and I said, "What happens if you open it?" And they said bad things, and now I need to know what the bad things are.
We
You know
potentially
what
learned
the bad things are now. You saw them on the floor, even if you don't actually know what they are.
Cosmic
Correlation is not causation. I need to test it for myself.
Fair enough. And it just occurred to me that one of you are missing off of this map, so let me fix that.
Ah, yes. I was wondering why everything was dark and foreboding for me.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where you disappeared to. I must have accidentally deleted you off at some point while I was playing with
fell into
things.
the well.
It is so easy to accidentally click out a token when you're trying to work in Foundry and do other things at the same time. Like, it's so easy to do.
Oh my god. Like yesterday I went through and added like 12 different NPCs you guys can interact with and played with all of the maps to make sure that everybody was on it so we didn't have to worry about it. And yeah, I can't tell you how many times I went back and went, I could have swore I put you on here. Why are you not here?
It's amazing just how much, like, good GMing. It just looks like it just happens, on the fly, but it's hours and hours of prep time to make ad libs happen.
Yeah.
And then you just spend 2 hours talking about nothing in a tavern.
Or you spend 6 hours designing a massive catacomb map, and the players realizing, because they can sloop around, realizing it's a massive catacomb map that they don't want to explore the whole thing of, capture a kobold and befriend it and have him tell them the quickest way out of the catacombs so they never see 80% of it.
Yep. That, in fact, absolutely happened.
Then you miss out on all the cool loots.
DM tells you, give me my time back.
Not to mention 3 or 4 story clues that I now have to figure out where else to put them
Morden and Luther and Ven were going down again.
Well, I think depending on how the map is set up, since you never saw 80% of it, it can be recycled for another dungeon.
Yeah, I've done it before. Okay.
Already.
Nothing wrong with that.
So, can anybody tell me what happened last time?
We did not die.
I
That, in
became
fact,
a
did not happen.
pretty fairy.
Well,
You did become a fairy.
well, we're not sure if Gray
Yes,
is dead or not.
monarch.
So, as I recall what happened, myself and 3 others made our way to the Moongate Tavern, run by one Dolton Hayward, I believe his name is. After hearing a crack of glass and a shattering, we were all knocked unconscious, and the next thing I remember was waking up feeling off. The 4 of us were contractually obligated, for some reason, to join alongside a small fairy and a large Furbolg in paying off their debt to the tavern. And currently, Dolton is looking for an object to send us to look for, but he hasn't found the actual location, and so has sent us all to a tower on the outskirts of some village. Meanwhile, we're getting used to our new forms.
Sounds accurate.
And the other half of it from the other party side was we finally finished the Temple of Elemental Beards, and I was so close to timing that right, and got not only the crown that Dolton wanted, but a adamantium door large enough that I can make a Furbolg-sized suit of armor out of, and
Gift-sized suit of armor. Remember,
which is now going to be a gift-sized suit of armor. Yes, so that's a thing that Nathan is working on for no apparent logical reason. And then we introduced everybody to the tower and walked everybody around, and we're about ready to go into the village so that they could meet the neighbors.
Time to meet the neighbors. So everyone is heading to town then, correct? That is the game plan?
Yes,
Okay, guys, it's just this way.
Following you.
Oh, the mythical floating fairy. If they're still floating by this.
I
Nope,
am
he's now a
absolutely...
gnome again.
You mean a drow?
A drow. Yeah, he's a drow again. On the drow again.
What time of day is it? How bright out is it?
No.
It didn't fix over here. Sorry.
That's okay. I fix.
It is probably like late morning, midday, that general area. Like you're not cast, so you don't got a timepiece built into your brain pan. But you're pretty sure it's not. If it's past noon, it's only slightly past noon.
So, does Nathaniel turn back into a drow right as they walk out the door, and they're like, "Oh, my eyes!"
Probably.
The brightest time of day.
Walks through the door, kicks the door open, steps through, falls to the ground, clutching his face. He did it to me again.
Basically,
Ow.
what you guys see is he walks out, he kicks the door open, takes a step out, and all of you see the spectral hand come out from behind him and just poke him in the back of the head just as he steps out the door. Oh, I forgot to change you back. Sorry about that.
Ow. Ah, my eyes. I'm blind.
For the newer players, on the south side of the map is where you're going to find your characters if you cannot find them. They're going to be small on this map because this is just the map of the town. I will be
This
doing
is an
this
overland
twice.
travel map.
Pretty much, because I do have bits of some of the houses if we need to use them, but for the most part, I don't think we're going to need to in this part.
Gonna need to fight the precedence of finding maps for all the buildings. That's a precedent of we're gonna fight the entire village at some point. I'm like,
It almost happened.
it almost did. I'm gonna
Fight this whole village. Yeah. I mean, you absolutely can.
We've
I mean-
already talked our way around that having to do that once. I'd rather not revisit that.
I'm gonna come up to I'm gonna be walking with Nathan,
Yep.
And I'll say to Nathan, I'm like, that's what a drow. I'm going to say, so that's what a drow looks like.
I mean, that's what I've been
Like an
told.
elf.
So the barkeep can just randomly change us at will at any point?
At any point until we finish paying off our debt, who you are and what you are can auto magically change. Yes.
I used to be a gnome druid.
He's my grandpa.
Oh, yes, we didn't get the opportunity to meet you. Pleasure, my name is Monarch.
Pleasure. My name is Badger. It's a long name.
Technically-
I'm assuming my grandson has introduced himself by his full name. I tend to
Technically,
just-
his name is Sindri Kelwar Umrush Rashik Tamrin Elisek Femaris Zanyar Orlin Kazfiz Gadri Panuzu Deepback, but he just goes by Badger.
I just go by Badger. It tends to be much easier in a normal conversation.
So if...
Pleased to meet you.
Actually, hold on, let me check my intelligence. Would I remember Nathaniel's entire name?
You would at least remember it enough to assume that it's possible that they were just the same string of names. Yes.
Alright, yes.
And that's pretty fair.
So, if I'm understanding correctly, your naming convention is that you add on the first name of your ancestors.
If you are a male gnome, you add on the first name of your father. If you are a female gnome, you add on the first name of your mother. All the way back.
Like a family tree of some sort.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
And there's at some point where you just take out some in the middle near the end and always keep the absolute last one so that you can keep the clan line. Like at some point, my great grandchildren will no longer say Zanziar Orlin Kazfiz Gadri Panuzu, but they'll keep the deep back part.
Yes.
So if you wanted my short name, it would be Nathaniel Deepback, and his short name would be Sindri Deepback, but that's still too long, so he goes by Badger. Do you go by Badger because that's the biggest thing you were able to transform into?
No, it was actually my favorite thing to transform into.
Okay. That's a fun fact.
You can transform?
Not in this form. I've tried. See,
Not
hold on.
anymore.
Nope, it doesn't work.
I see. I see. Yes. Before you were transformed
Yeah.
by Dolton. Got it.
So now that we've reached town, this is the tanner. You can tell by the smell.
Oh, yep. Smell it. Yes, I practice tanning myself actually.
Oh, okay.
There.
I don't remember if they have someone that specifically works here or if they all just come in and tan and then run away because it smells bad.
I feel like...
You have not seen anybody actually ever go into the tannery. I mean, you weren't here for very long.
Right.
tannery building itself looks like it's maintained, but it doesn't look like it's lived in.
Right.
Y-
So, it's just a workshop.
It's a fair assumption that someone travels to it and back, so they don't have to sleep around the
Oh, 'cause
tanning
it's
fumes.
terrible. Absolutely terrible in real life.
I feel like Monarch would try and like close his nose, but doesn't know where the nostrils are on a hippo face, so ends up just like slapping themselves in the face and just not knowing what to do. Oh,
I'm used to
my
it.
head
so-
is very strangely shaped.
Y'all don't like that? No, I'm sorry. Y'all don't like that smell.
No.
Most
It's-
people don't.
It's very pungent. All right, so who's speaking?
That was Phoebe.
Phoebe. Oh, great. She's
The-
our
the-
favorite friend.
Oh.
Where is she?
I see you back.
Oh, there she is.
She's on the road.
Yeah, my map was zoomed in too tight.
She in fact walked right up to you.
Hi, Phoebe. How are you?
I'm good. Garden's flowering.
We have new friends
I see.
that also
So
know your
which
old
one are
friend.
you? Which one of you is the which one is which? Because you got more new friends and you guys are constantly changing. So I don't remember which one is which anymore. No, you did stay the same, and so did the big guy in the back. Well,
Yes.
there's actually more than one big guy now. There's two big guys, three big guys, and do I still call you a guy? She looks over to Phelan because he goes, I've not seen you before. Are you some form of golem?
That's it's a
Okay.
warforged. Actually, I'm originally from a realm. I'm originally from Corvair, actually, and I'm familiar with it. I'm not sure if he is.
No,
Warforged.
actually, I'm not.
Oh, okay. So she leans over. She leans over to. I assume that was Billy. If I remember, yes, Billy.
Yeah.
And goes, "What's a warforged? Is that just some kind of weird
It's-
name you call a golem to not upset it?"
It's a golem that may or may not have a soul in it.
Interesting.
I think that's the basic thing I've come up with. I actually don't know. That's a House Caneth thing, personally.
House Whatty?
I was about to say, what?
Never mind. It's a long story. I'm actually not the one you should get the facts from.
But you're the one
Okay.
that has the most facts here, and at some
I
point,
found that
you
the-
and I are going to talk because I have plans, and you could be beneficial.
I
I
actually don't know
mean-
anything about them. I just know they exist.
You
So-
know more than me.
I will tell you. I kind of besides you being the first one to talk, I also kind of asked you because whenever I need to learn something new, I go and talk to Krog, and Krog knows a lot.
Crod?
Krog.
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 Everybody likes to call him Mills because it's just easier.
Hey, that's like my name.
Or
Mills.
not really easier, but it explains what he does, and
he-
for some reason makes it
He
safer
lives
for
in
him. I
and
don't know.
works at a mill. You don't live in or work at a badger.
I mean, I used to live as a badger.
Badgers are fun, but I prefer to fly.
Yeah, I
Imagine
didn't quite have that technique down.
Imagine a,
Neither do I, but I still prefer it.
imagining
That's-
I'm imagining a factory for badgers called a badgery.
According to Whiteboot, I could help with that.
Pardon me, miss.
So I am Phoebia, and you guys are?
Pleasure to meet you. My name is Monarch. Not to be too abrupt, but would you happen to know what a hippo or a hypaxi is?
I know what a hippo is, but I've never heard of a hypaxi.
Yeah, that's all we can really figure he's turned into. We're not really sure what.
You sure he's just not a hippo shifter or
Ah,
a were hippo?
I've never seen a hippo shifter in Corvair either.
A werehippo is terrifying.
That would be horrifying.
Where hippo?
Would that be a
You know
whippo?
how-
No.
A hippo? Their hippo.
A whippo.
It's a hippo with a W in front of it, a whippo.
No.
And when you know how aggressive people are, it's indeed terrifying.
Yep. No, I do know. Oh, so far you're doing better than most of the curve of the hippos I've seen. You didn't charge at me immediately and try and bite me.
No, no desire
Yeah.
to.
They're
That's
actually
good.
they are actually pretty vicious if you encounter one.
And you are, little one?
I'm normally a little bit taller than this. Well, really. My name is Billy Hillbridge. Don't be thrown by my strange accent. I talk
Slightly
like
gray.
this normally. But yeah, and I don't think he intentionally does it, but he he's like very like cordial and he's just like a pleasure.
Gotcha. Yep. Well, that's nice. And so we'll go from one green to another color of green. And who and you are?
My name is Sokoran. I'm the greatest drummer you've ever seen.
You know, I think he's right because I think I've only ever seen one drummer.
Oh, that is good. I don't know if any of us here actually play instruments. We don't. We normally go to the port whenever well, I don't know why they call it a landing, but whatever. It's fine. We normally go there whenever the festivals and stuff happen. We have little things here, but it's always better at the town. And this is because the DM just had a brain fart. But did Phelan actually introduce himself?
Not yet. I kind of salute with a hat. I look at her and I go, "I'm called Phelan Duskflower."
That's an accent I wasn't expecting.
I like it. I like it though. I've never heard of Warforged with such an elegant voice.
I need to ask a question. What accent were you expecting the golem to have?
Every
I
Warforged
am Phelan Duskflower.
Fair enough.
Every Warforged I've ever encountered sounds very hollow and mechanical. It's true.
I mean, if you'd like, I could try.
No,
No. That voice is absolutely better. I like it better.
To be fair, it might be because this one didn't start out that way. So maybe he still has some guts sticking around inside in the holes.
Quite possibly I'm the only Warforged that has a soul then, because I started out as a Furbolg.
So, well, you didn't change much in height then now, did you? But you just kind of went from I grow tired to I get metal fatigue.
That was funny.
I learned that one from Marcus. That's what he told me last time. What the the poles that hold up the fey flowers and stuff.
Fey flowers?
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of fey plants in my backyard. I use them for medicinal purposes. Sometimes things show up that might be no actual medicinal purposes. I give him the Krog and he makes potions out of them.
Medicinal, sure.
Krog's an alchemist. He knows how to make things.
Medicinal
He also knows how to blow
things.
stuff up too. But that's all. That's all artificers. Artificers blow things up by their nature.
So anyway, Phoebia, these fine gentlemen are going to be joining us in the tower for the foreseeable future until Dolton gives us more work to do so that I can hopefully get back to being a gnome.
So all of you have drank the Dolton Gatorade, huh?
Not
Not that I remember, but
Okay. That sounds about
probably
right.
part of the issue.
You talking about the one
Phoebia.
that makes you forget things?
Yes.
You guys all know Dolton.
We know of him.
Okay.
Never met him, and I hope not to.
Okay,
Given everything
then
I've
that
heard
answered
so
my
far.
next question before I had to ask it. Thank you.
What sort of rumors or stories about this individual do you happen to have?
Well, mostly what you guys have told us already, and bits and pieces from a couple 100 years ago. Like when they showed up the first time, they had a vampire human-y person with him and a turtle
Yep.
with him.
DM. Is that actually your first party that ever played this game?
No, that was you. This was the first time you guys showed up to here.
No,
but
no, he's asking
Oh.
if the people in town are based on the first party that you ever walked through this.
No. The first party. None of the parties that have walked through this have survived. So
Fair
if
enough.
they're a living, they're not the first party.
Or depends. Maybe they cross with that lich. You and then
It's very You know what? That is fair. It is possible they could have been brought back by the lich. That is also very possible because they did meet the lich in the same encounter. But no.
Womp womp.
But they showed up to pull a seed from the awakened tree that Dolton planted like 600 or so years ago. And I mean, he made his name as being a big wizard. I remember that much. But like specifics, nah, I'm not old enough.
Okay.
And anybody that's old enough probably don't remember anymore because Dolton probably force fed them something.
So, Phoebia, if you're not too terribly busy, would you like to take them / us on a tour of the town again?
Yes, I need to get some tools for rebuilding things. I have a little woodworking experience.
Oh, well, you're not gonna have to go too far.
Oh, excellent.
My house is the green one right there. She points over here.
It has a
gonna wanna
weird
go-
garden in the back. Don't go into the garden.
You can absolutely go into the garden. Nothing's wrong with my garden.
There's things in the garden that will eat you. Don't go into the garden.
Is there anything helpful from the garden that we could use?
Ask me first, and I might be willing to give you some. She points at the building to straight across from hers to the left here, and you will see a forge attached to it, and you will absolutely still hear banging coming from it because the door is wide open.
I love the shape
This is
building.
that is Marcus's shop. He lives there and works there. If you need some kind of tools made, he can most likely make it. And if you can't make it, you might have to go to town. But if you go to town, it's not a problem. But you said carpentry thingies, right?
There's a town nearby?
Yeah, about 3 or so hours north of here, roughly.
Oh, okay. Well, if we
Yeah.
ever need
That was the
more
port I was
supplies-
talking about, or landing, whatever.
If we ever need more supplies, I suppose we could just go there. If it's only 3 hours away, that's not too
That's
far.
not too bad.
If you take I assume if we take a horse, we could cut that distance. We could cut that time a little bit.
Probably. I was kind of assuming you would take a horse. Now that I thought about it, it would probably take a little longer if you walked.
Oh, okay.
Some legs are longer than others.
Yes. And some legs have a problem with shoes.
And that's assuming just the horse is just at a trotting, and not breakneck speed.
No. That's not
Uh,
assuming a gallop at all. That's assuming you're
Okay.
just taking a steady pace to keep the horse from overexerting itself.
Yeah. No, not Paul Revere's ride, but
No. If you do that, you can get there very quickly, but you're
Yeah.
gonna burn the horse out fast.
Yeah.
Feel like
But
I need
as you
to-
walk past, you see a gnome that Nathan and Badger would be familiar with. Step out.
oh, he's one of the he's gnomish. Oh.
Yeah, I'm gnomish. I see you guys are back. You survived, I guess, huh?
In Gnomish, I say, "Hi, Marcus."
Hi, Nathan.
He remembers me.
He's do love to hear Zill. I have no idea what you're saying though. Anyway.
greeting, Marcus. I am Sokoran.
Nice to meet you. My name is
Nice to meet you all. Let me know if you need anything from the shop.
Will do. Do you have any woodworking tools, carpentry tools, or is that someone else that sells those?
Nope, don't sell them. But there's a carpentry right next to us.
Ah,
Now, you could probably use some of the tools from there, but they need to go back. That's the just in case crap breaks. building. Just like the
Okay.
cannery is the just in case we need to tan something.
I'll probably talk to you later about some other things that if I need anything built or maintained. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And yeah,
Marcus, I have a question for you. Would you prefer to help me build a forge and smelter, or would you prefer me to just borrow or rent yours?
depends on what you're working on.
Adamantium.
Not hot enough, but we could probably make something work.
Okay. Whichever way, just think about it. Take a day or two, whatever you think works best, because I have a project, and I'm more than willing to have you help me with it if you want to be involved. But also, if you want me to just do it all at the tower so that the town is out of any possible blast radiuses, that would be okay too.
Any possible blast radiuses?
When you're working with strange metals, you never really know.
Have you never seen metal explode because it's been hit with too much heat?
If it's not cured just right, it can pop.
Oh yeah.
And
Out of
adamantium
game,
can
yes.
go through everything. So,
I knew you'd get it. That's why I
Yeah.
said it.
and adamantium could go through just about everything. So it could be dangerous. But only for about 150 yards or so.
And expensive, and I've never worked with it before, and I would love to. So
then we'll
yes,
definitely
let's
work out
have
a
a
deal.
conversation. Let's have a conversation when I'm done working on the horseshoes.
We'll talk shop.
Literally.
Yeah. Metal shop.
Billy, yep, that the building that you're looking at right there is the actual carpentry. It's not. It's really more just like a glorified warehouse that has
Right.
timber in it. It does have tools in it for like shaving down the wood and sawing and stuff like that. But if you like sat there and looked at it, they're old and still usable, but like they're not. They're gonna help, but they're gonna make you have to work harder than you probably want to.
Rudimentary. Okay.
Yeah, they're fairly rudimentary. Like he was saying, it's mostly just used as okay, something broke on something, let me just fix it real quick, versus it being used to actually make something new.
Got it. Okay.
You know,
mechanically, would that change would that like give me disadvantage or any penalties, or is it just gonna be?
If you were to use those, it would make the difficulty of whatever you're trying to do harder,
Okay.
because you're not working with tools that are putting you at a disadvantage. You're working with tools that are not optimal for what they're supposed to be. Like the saws that are being used are probably smaller than what you're used to using. They're not as sharp because they're not as well maintained, like stuff like that. You're not looking at bad equipment. You're just looking at equipment that's run down from lack of use.
You know, I'm familiar with carpentry tools, and even though I don't have any, I'm probably sure that with my knowledge of carpentry and tools and my knowledge of blacksmithing, I could probably make you/us at the tower a better set than what they have here, and we wouldn't have to worry about using theirs.
Yeah, I'd look at him and I just have. I mean, there's a lot of tools that are better than that.
Yeah,
I would
that's what I'm
spare the
thinking.
time to go and get some from the thing. So if you can make some, then that probably would be best.
Yeah.
I mean, unless we find someplace to buy a better set, then yeah, we'll just go ahead and make them. It'll be easier in the long run.
Yeah, that will. I agree with you.
Does there happen to be a general store
If I
anywhere?
if I use these tools, we'll be at whatever we're
No,
doing for days.
we've never really needed one. If Marcus couldn't make it, like I said, getting to town is fairly fast. We can get there within about 3 hours or so. So
Damn, Marcus.
Nothing's-
has got a monopoly going.
Well, yeah, Marcus is our blacksmith. He keeps all the metally bits and most of the wood bits together. I keep all the fey plants together, and Krog mills all of the wheat that that Holly and David grow. Speaking of which, I think they just got done giving him all the wheat, so he's probably milling that.
Oh. Now, if they need any help with, well, I shouldn't say anything. I used to be much better at farming in my other form. I was a little stronger. I don't feel very strong right now, sadly.
Yeah, I think they're fine. They've been doing this for years at this point.
Okay.
When we finally got tired of running around like chickens with our head cut off, talking to the different guilds and stuff, and made enough money to buy this place, we just started farming, or at least they did. I just kept walking around in the woods, whistling.
Okay.
Not a
What's
bad
next
way
on
to
the
spend a
tour
day.
menu?
Hi, Holly. You hear her yell that down the lane because you could see Holly out in front with some of her family. Like they look like they just got back to there. You can see like it goes from like cobbled road to dirt, and you can see that there's deep grooves into where the dirt starts, where the cart was just going through. That you can kind of see the mud being drug across the cobblestone as well from where it first came out. But it looks like they were just getting back from dropping something off somewhere. But you can further down, you can see the cart and the horse. Horses.
Oh.
Words. The cart and the horse. I was right the first time.
This
well-
is a halfling woman?
This is a halfling woman. Yes.
Nice to meet you. My name is Billy Hillbridge. Is this a tavern or a inn?
Nope. This is a farmhouse.
Oh, never mind. It looks it's a very large farmhouse.
There's a lot of us.
Oh.
We might be halflings, but if you put all of us together, we take up as much room as most families, easily. More so. There's a lot of us. I am
That's
Holly
fair.
Umber, by the way.
Nice to meet you. Billy Hillbridge, as I said. Sorry.
Nope, you're fine.
Yeah. Normally I'm a little bit taller than this and a human, but yeah, I'm sure you're quite used to seeing a bunch of confused strangers at this point, right?
Not so much, but we got more used to it once he showed up. And she points at Nathan.
No.
It's a thing.
Well, hopefully it doesn't turn into too much for this small community to handle. I guess we'll try to stay out of your hair as much as I can, as much as you can.
I highly recommend it. I don't like things in my hair, and I don't want to have to squash anyone.
I lean over to Billy. By the way, I think she casts fireballs.
I do.
It does. Oh, you have. Oh, you're one of those wand slingers then.
I guess. If that's what they're called. I just went by sorceress. I mean, that worked for me.
Oh. Yeah, I guess that. So like a court mage? You were a court mage or something?
No. That was his, I was part of a group that traveled around and beat up monsters and took all of their money from them. And now we're here.
Okay, so.
Have you ever heard of an individual that goes by the name of Cassidius Wardell? I've heard he's a very popular wizard around some parts.
No, I haven't. So should I have?
Yeah, probably.
Should I be worried every
Probably
time he's
not.
mentioned?
I mean, just be careful of her spontaneous combustions.
No. Most people I look at have to worry about spontaneous combustions.
Well, then you're
I
familiar
don't
with
need to
the
worry
problem.
about that.
Is it? Forgive me for this, but Billy would absolutely accidentally stumble and say, "Is it because you're so hot?"
Bum, bum, bum.
Billy gets slapped in the back of the head with a mage hand.
Sweet.
Nice.
flirt with
You might be the best looking goblin I've ever seen, but hands to yourself.
I didn't even
flirt with
touch
the
you.
PCs.
What did I say?
I mean, he is right. You were the one that touched him first.
No, I'm not
That's
sure.
mixed
if an arcane
signals.
hand touch.
Well, technically, I never touched him. The mage hand
Yeah,
did.
It was an arcane hand. Fair game.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Monarch. We were just traveling around town to introduce ourselves to everyone, just to make sure that if anyone spotted us up at the tower, we wouldn't be considered to be strangers or trespassers. We're going to be staying with these two, and I gesture to Nathaniel and Badger for the time being, and just wanted to make sure that our faces and names were known.
Good to know. And weren't there 4 of you?
There
Yeah,
were.
they all died.
There were, and 4 became 2, and then we got another 4, which makes it 6.
So the next time you see us, expect us to lose at least 2.
That's encouraging. By the way, I'm Sokaran.
Fair enough.
Shake Mage Hand. I put my Mage Hand just in front, just to shake Mage Hand.
Shake mage hand. Okay. Sure. We can do that.
Mage
And the
hand
mage
handshakes. Wow. That's awesome.
That's when you know you're elite. Is
Yeah,
when you can
it's the-
shake
it's the
mage
secret
hands.
hand
You
trick
don't
of
even
it.
shake your own hands. You just mage hand.
It's more hygienic, you know.
I'm like, well, you guys would you would fit in Eberron very well with that mage hand handshake.
What is Eberron?
Eberron?
I don't
Never
know.
mind.
I've never heard of it. It sounds
Sorry.
neat, though.
Corvair.
Either
Okay.
one. Never heard of that either. Oh, wait. That's where you were saying you were from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. World's called Eberron.
Where they have the golem guys.
Yep.
Golem guys? It then like finally looks over and sees Phelan there and goes, "Oh, Golem guys.
Yeah, golem
Got it.
guys.
In Eberron,
You're
they make
tall.
They make them 20 feet tall sometimes.
That's really tall. Please don't bring one of those to the village."
No, it'd cost too much anyway.
Also, how did you
What
make
if
that
we
one?
did?
We didn't make him. He was transformed as well. Used to be someone. He used to be human, living flesh.
He used to be a
Never-
furbolg.
I was a Furbolg. Yeah.
Oh,
Like
right.
you.
Oh, so you used to look like that one. Got it.
What's a
Oh, yeah.
furbolg exactly? Is it like a
Badger.
Yeah.
Me.
Current,
Yeah,
Badger's
I-
current firm is a furbolg.
Point
Oh.
of Badger.
I look at and I look over. Is it like the furbolg in the thing, or is it like the furbolg from long ago? Because the long ago one kind of just looks like a dwarf but taller.
It's the current. Like
the
manual.
5e one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is
Sort of
the
like
current
furry,
manual.
half fey, half
Yeah.
giant
Yeah.
sort of
Okay.
Earth
Got it.
guardian figure.
Furry,
Yep.
fey, giant dwarf, but
Yeah. There's not
Into it.
not
much like,
bearded, kind of. Yeah.
Confused about what I'm supposed to be. There we go.
Yeah.
Hey,
Ironically,
that matches
I'm the only one
that
knows
matches the
about
theme of this campaign. Hey, who would have guessed?
Right.
Ironically, I'm the only one that knows about the metal man, but I have never seen a drow or a furbolg before.
Well,
None of us
depending
know
on
where I
where
am.
you're from, the drow might be. It might be best if you don't. Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I don't know that. So.
Holly. Holly.
Nathan.
Do you know what he is? And I point back at. I point at the Hypaxi. Because I'm totally not going to say GIF. I'm just going to say Hypaxi.
We don't even know GIF as a term yet,
I
so
know.
that's fair.
Nope.
I don't know, but for some
Images,
reason I think of peanut butter.
Digital images haven't been invented yet.
Fair.
I don't know, but for some reason I think of peanut butter.
Me too.
Second, I
You're
would
welcome.
like that on a t-shirt.
All right. Oh, you're walking around with Phoebe. Phoebe, take care of them as best you can, and I gotta go finish dealing with the runts. As she says this, she waves and walks back towards the where the carts are,
Mhm.
and you just hear her drill sergeant yelling at all of the halflings that are basically just watching the interaction. like browbeating them down for not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
If they're halfling children, are they in fact quarterlings?
Yes.
Bum, bum, bum.
These are the jokes, folks. They don't get any better.
You should lose a fate point for that.
I probably should.
Or gain one. I don't know. That was a pretty good one.
Well,
Just like just
No, you
ask
need to
chat
spend a
what they
fate point
think.
to get the budum after jokes.
As she leaves, I just call back to her good luck with no combustions. With no combustions.
you hear her chuckle.
His bed is open tonight.
And over here in the blue house
David.
is
I tried, man.
David.
I tried.
I know, I heard it.
or the Ford family.
I side eye smirk at you.
You young whippersnapper, no game at all.
Nine.
David is not actually there. David is further inside.
Bye, David.
Nah, he was just waiting for us. He was just like, I got nothing to
You
do.
look- You see David look up at you and just kind of nods and goes back to throwing sacks into a cart. I'm not even going to bother making you make a check for this. If you're just looking at it, you're 90% sure this is the sacks of like unground wheat he's
Right.
getting ready to bring to the mill.
Right. I look around for Ingram.
Good old.
You do not see Ingram around the house, but you do see that there are people in the field that you're pretty
Okay.
sure are part of his family, part of David's family. So Ingram will probably be out there either picking stones or just actually helping with the harvest.
All right, just mostly making sure he hadn't gotten eaten by anything again.
I'm just gonna look
Forget?
at the fields really quick, ruminating.
When we first showed up here the first time, the first person we met was Ingram, and he was running from animated sick plants.
Do I know what in this new form, DM, do I know what an animated sick plant might be?
Give me an intelligence check.
Let's see if Billy's
Actually,
ever encountered
with
them.
those, it would actually be Arcana, more specifically.
Exactly. He has, instead of a negative one he used to have, he's gonna roll with a positive for once.
Nice.
See what happens. Okay, not bad.
You are aware of awakened plants, and you heard about the awakened tree, and you can kind of picture that, but you're not sure what he means by sick ones.
All right.
Like you just get the mental image of an awakened tree blowing its nose because it's got like hay fever or something.
Yeah, that's definitely what it comes into his mind. Not knowing any Arcana, he just kind of goes, "All right." So, or he just goes, okay. A sick plant. So something like an animated plant, or possibly like one of the wild plants in maybe a forest that got sick and attacked.
It was kind of like that, except that they tried to kill us.
Okay. Well,
Which
I've heard about
wasn't the
stories
best
from
thing.
Reaches, but never anything crazy. So.
Yeah, it wasn't the best.
Yeah. Well, I suppose I'd have to be there to really understand it.
Yeah, it was a weird situation.
Yeah. They were blighted.
Mm-hmm.
That was Phoebia, by the way.
Oh, blighted. Oh, that doesn't sound good.
It wasn't. They were ickies.
Were they like zombies? I've fought zombies before.
You know, that's pretty close. Like zombie
Trees.
treants, kinda.
Kinda, but not exactly dead yet. So not undead, but planty and withering, kind of, sorta, and viney and needly, and not good. Yeah, but we'll just go with not good.
Yeah, not good. Sums it up quite good for me.
General unpleasant foliage.
Yeah, we could go with that.
A guff.
Undead plants.
I didn't even intend for that.
Well, you're a tall one. This
Mr.
is
Grinch.
David. This is David talking to Monarch because Monarch just stepped up to him.
Hello.
He just kind of looks at you, sees what group you're with, looks at you again, goes back to throwing bags into the back of the cart.
So David is speaking to the Goliath.
The GIF.
Close.
The Hypaxi.
That was so close to actually working that way.
If it was a Goliath, that would have been hilarious, and I would just have to say, okay, we need to get Ingram over here so that he could have a sling.
I'm gonna probably start doing what I usually do around a fence, and I'll just start hanging from it from my legs, upside down after a while, because that's what he does.
Nice.
Hello, my name is Monarch.
Uh-oh. Keep going. Ignore me.
Dolton had some fun at our expense.
Sounds about right.
Ironically, he's about to have more. Wait, what?
We're introducing ourselves to the people around town so that if anyone sees us up at the tower, because we're going to be staying with the other two, we aren't misconstrued
Cyclops
as
played mistaken identity.
trespassers.
Yeah, probably a good call. David Ford.
Pleasure. Just extend a hand.
He tosses the sack that he was holding on to. You see him clap his hands against his pants, like to kind of get the dust and stuff off of him from moving the bags, and then he'll shake your hand. David doesn't really hold back, so he's not crushing your hand, but it's probably firmer than it really needs to be.
I feel like Monarch wouldn't exactly know his own strength yet either.
Yeah, like Monarch is probably weaker than he was, and David is far stronger than he looks.
The strength would be the same. It's just the GIF stronger build.
Right. Yeah, your actual carrying and stuff like that, and like you're actually bigger, so yes, you are physically stronger. But I will say, even with that, David is still stronger.
He
Nice.
would probably break my arm if I try to shake his hand.
With you, so yeah, David would know better than to shake your hand like that because you probably look malnourished comparative to everyone else when it comes around to the strength department. Because you somehow beat second on the who can roll the lowest for stats.
That's not easy.
Man.
I actually had to voluntarily lower one of my stats.
I mean, like I said, if that's what you want to do, I'll absolutely let you. But
It adds more depth of character, I feel.
Powerful. Chat.
but David looks at you and goes, "What are you?"
I'm still trying.
Sorry if that question is too blunt.
He's
No.
apparently a hippo.
It's
Hypaxi.
currently the question that I'm trying to solve. I've been told that I look most like a creature called a hippo, but there have been a few different options thrown around. A hypaxi in comparison to like a tabaxi, or Phoebia mentioned I could be a hippo shifter or a were hippo. I'm not certain.
Well, don't bite me. I don't want to find out if you're a were hippo.
Morgan,
I
please pick
would
one of our new players.
All right, D4 it is, because that's the easiest way and the safest way. I'm going to start from top to bottom, going Axe, Gray, Minor.
Gray's not a new player. Gray's a new character.
Okay, so then D3.
D3.
So then Axe Miner Kane.
Kane? What? Oh,
We're getting rolled.
You're welcome.
rolled.
Isako, absolutely nothing bad is happening yet.
Certainly not
All right.
something to be afraid of.
It's definitely got an axe.
All right, so sticker X. Okay.
Yep, just let me know let me know the next bit.
Working on it.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty.
What's going to happen next?
Yeah. I'm not sure what you are either. I have never seen anything like you, except for the attire. I've seen a couple of people with that type of attire before. Don't punch anything in my house. And I've also never seen anything like you either. Well, okay, I have seen an iron golem before, but you don't clunk around like one.
Apparently, I'm what's referred to as a warforged.
Don't make any war around me.
Don't make any forge around him.
Nah, no, actually,
No, I make
funny
all of the
thing is,
forges.
the Warforged actually were decommissioned as weapons of war a long time ago, but that's not really relevant here.
Yeah, but I mean, to call him a decommissioned forge just sounds like it's insulting.
Yeah, it doesn't really roll off. True.
Lovely.
Most of them, actually, I think they started calling themselves just the Forged after the war ended.
Like
So-
I said, no war around here.
If one of them's really short and bearded, is he a dwarf forged?
A Dwarven Forged?
Are you sure he's not a short fuse?
Ah, that would be a dwarven barbarian.
Yes.
I want to see a warforged barbarian named Short Fuse now, or like a transformer, like that.
Oh God.
A Warforged Barbarian of the Beast.
Morden,
Anyway.
you have too many character ideas. You're not allowed to build that one too.
There may or may not be a Warforged barbarian in there somewhere that does not have a name like that, but he's absolutely been made already. And it was not the one that was used because he was a different type of barbarian. But anyway, there's more of you this time. So which were the four that I met the first time?
Only two of us remain.
That sounds so
My
promising.
condolences. You sound a little too happy about that.
I mean, it means I get to have new friends. I like meeting new people.
Well, when you say it like that, Nathan, it sounds like we're disposable.
I mean, no, I don't mean it that way. I'm hoping that Dolton doesn't dispose of you. It just means that I really can't control whether that happens or not. So I'm just going to enjoy the time we have together now.
Oh, no, I'm just joking.
Because it could disappear. It could disappear any second.
I can only imagine that as long as we continue working for him, he won't dispose of us.
See,
As long as you don't break my bar or cause any more issues, you'll probably be fine.
we thought that too.
Also,
and
find
then
my stuff.
we thought that too. And then two of our friends are already gone. So you never know.
Wait, where did Dalton come from?
You just kind of heard. You saw the portal open up that you've seen that plugged people, and he talked through it to you, and then closed the portal.
This is like a drive-through window.
Yeah, he just talks. He just whenever he wants to interject, he does.
That's mildly unnerving.
More than mildly.
Yeah. So I guess that was Dolton then.
Yes, that was Dolton.
If I was stronger, I would punch him in the face.
I don't recommend it.
I know.
They'll send you to the third floor.
You don't want to go to the third floor.
You don't want to go to the third floor. Nobody comes back from the third
You see the most confused look on David's face right now. Third floor?
Yeah, third floor doesn't sound that bad. I don't understand what's
Ignorance is your happy place, because the third floor is not.
All right, then I'll take your word for it.
Lovely. Okay. I'm gonna go back to getting the bags back onto the cart now, so that we can get the harvesting done, so we can start heading to town soon.
Oh, you guys are heading up to
book.
town.
Need help with that.
Yeah. Once Krog finishes, or Mills, whatever name he gave you, finishes grinding all of this. Well, okay, not all of it, about half of it. We'll be heading out. So probably about a week or so from now.
Oh, would you mind if we went with you? We have some things that we wanted to get or to look at up there anyway. So we could all travel together.
Yeah, we could escort you.
Works for me. Hey, more eyes means less likely to have an issue.
True.
Are we expecting issue?
Never had any before, but you know what? I also didn't have to deal with an awakened tree or crazy dried plants trying to eat me before either. But
These plants get worse and worse every time someone brings another fact into this.
They weren't the best.
I will tell you, I'm glad that they're gone, because once the tree was gone, they stopped showing up too. But yeah, no, they weren't fun.
Hmm.
You hear the Ingram from the field yell, "They absolutely were fun. I got to shoot my slingshot."
Oh, what kind of slingshot do you have? And I'll run after. I'll roll. Go.
It's literally just a piece. It is just literally a Y of wood, and it's not even like a special one.
It's made
Or
out
anything.
of you wood.
It's made out of yew wood. Yes.
Yeah, and I just go, that's a pretty good one. Did you make it yourself?
My dad did.
Oh, nice. It's not bad, actually. I'll give it a swing, because I used a sling before. If I can see it. If you'll let me. Can I see it?
Sure, as long as I get it back.
Yeah, I'll give it back to you. I'll give it a couple of sling bullets, just to kind of show off to the kid. Yeah, you just... and also just kind of, be fun.
See, I can do that too. And he started shooting at the fence, like towards the fence. And you just hear you see David turn and look at him and go,
Oop, might have gotten you in trouble. Whoops.
nope. You see David turn around and point at him and say, "Back to the fields." He got the deer in headlights look for half a second and then runs off to where everybody else is.
Fun's over. Later.
So what exactly is happening?
Dalton's doing a tapsy.
Yep. What's changing?
Race. I have the picture ready to go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know which card it was. I only got a chance to tell that it was the Dolton card. So everybody standing here will notice that behind our half-orc friend, a portal pops up. Pretty small, only about yay big. And you see the spectral hand show up and go through and go, I don't think I like the way you look today. And he pokes you in the back of the head. I like this a lot better. Also, hi, David. I'll see you at some point. And the portal closes.
Well, that wasn't ominous. Who's the half elf?
If I said half elf, I did not mean to. I meant to say half orc.
Oh.
And our half orc changes into.
I already switched the token. It's a Goliath.
Of course. Yeah.
At least it's the same gabarit, you know?
I literally just made a copy of the character and changed the race. The original character is still in the database. This is just I just did a image swap. You can do whatever you need to do to the card.
Yep, I'll look at the. I'll add the relevant changes to them.
There you go. Welcome to Dolton, boys and girls.
What?
Turn around and be like,
What?
you changed.
Dolton seems to have a bit of a sense of humor of sorts.
I don't know. Every time he changes somebody, it's like he's compensating for something. Because every time he makes somebody twice their original height.
I don't know. He didn't.
I mean, he did turn you into a fairy, which is about half your height.
After he turned me into something that was twice my height. I mean, at best, that balances each other out.
Made me smaller.
So that's Dolton, huh?
That was Dolton.
I only got to see. All I got to see was the glowy hand, but.
Or as I typed it in the
Do
off-screen
you
chat.
recognize the voice?
Or
You
as I
seem to
typed
know
it in
you.
the off-screen chat, the spectral hand.
Oh.
Yeah. So, no. Dolton hasn't been seen on this continent, as far as I'm aware, in probably about 100 or so years. We're definitely aware of him being alive, because every once in a while, something of his or one of his apprentices, I'm trying to think of a better word, shows up and reminds us that he's still around. So
Can I
no.
ask a question since you just brought it up?
Yes.
What continent/world are we on?
We are on the continent of.
And this is where
Where?
the GM hates me.
I was
Yep.
about to say that you asked a question the GM was not ready for.
I knew he wasn't ready for it, and that's why I asked it. And he knew when I said
Set
I
it
have a
up, though.
question,
It's
he
fair
knew bad
game.
things was coming.
Yep. I literally made the map so that now I'm not remembering what I called the dang place. A moment. The
Oh, exciting.
the name of the continent is Eastern.
Oh, nice.
Easton?
That's-
Well,
that's
it's definitely not a world I'm familiar with.
Also,
Continent I'm familiar with.
Sycorax Sokaran just received a pity fate point.
You got a pity fate point.
Yeah, perfect
Um,
points. Thank you.
And as far as I'm aware, because of Dolton, we are kind of not connected directly like we're supposed to.
Connected directly to what?
Anything?
Oh, that's ominous.
Not as ominous as it sounds. I mean, we
That's
You
kind of my
make it
point.
work.
It sounds ominous.
So is this just a free-floating continent somewhere that you don't really know where it is?
I mean, I'm here, but if you're talking about like what world I'm attached to, I've never really thought about it.
I
there
now
a-
have a terrible theory that this is a continent in the basement.
Wait, the basement? Like, okay. Is there an ocean or something at your way, David?
Give me one moment. He
you,
walks into the
Bacon.
house.
He walks into the house. Oh shit!
Yep.
Open Pandora's box of world building.
He's going to go get his map. Here's my world map. You deal with it. I love it.
Yep, I'm trying to make that work. One moment. Because I didn't think I was going to have to add it yet, because it actually hadn't occurred to me that this was a possibility that I would need to add it yet.
Forcing the DM to produce maps
I know, right?
when all of my games I'm trying to give them a maps, but the players seem to be abstinent and not take maps at all.
It's an IRL cantrip. Produce map.
A cantrip? That's more like a 6th level spell there.
Yeah, let's be honest.
I mean, there's maps and then there's maps, right? I mean, this is a 6th level spell version. Holy
Okay,
crap!
it's a
Look at
first
that.
level spell that you can upcast.
This is definitely an upcast version.
So, on the map that he actually comes out and shows you, Dunwich is not on it. Dunwich is, but he will point to Shell Landing, which is the closest town, as Phoebe kind of, Phoebe kind of pointed out to you. You know, why do they call it a landing? Anyway,
Oh, I'm so
But-
terrified now.
he points at Dunwich and goes, if you were to say keep going south and hit the end, there's nothing there.
There's nothing there?
Yes, there's nothing there.
What do you
There's
mean?
nothing further south.
Like, is it just like a sheer cliff?
Never actually been there, but I've been told that it's more like gone.
What, like empty? Like white? Or it's like an empty paper? Or parchment?
All of the above. I don't know. I've never been there.
A weird
never
black and gold hexagonal pattern on the walls? You're welcome.
Yeah, but if you were to try to sail further south, it would. From the understanding is you would end up coming back. If you went through the bottommost of the map, you end up coming back out, going the opposite direction, so going north. That is the understanding that we have for that. But when you're on land, it does not appear to work that way. When someone walks off of it, apparently they don't come back.
Guys, I'm so tempted to try it.
Try it.
Me too.
Road
but
trip.
Also kind of ominous.
Okay, so alright, I see Dunwich.
Well, you.
Yep.
Well, you point. Well, I mean, makes sense. I mean, the only real forest. It looks like that's only a problem for Waywood Forest or the forest, whatever peninsula this is on the south here. So
Yep.
as long as we don't go too far, we don't have to really test that unless we want to. But might be a bad idea.
Oh, it's
I
most
mean-
definitely a bad idea. That doesn't mean we're not going to do it.
Exactly.
I mean, if you were to say go south for about 7 hours, 8 hours, you probably get there if you wanted to from here. By the way, just in case you don't remember, you walked about 3-ish hours, almost 4 hours to get to here.
from the south.
From the south, the last time heading north.
So if we had
So-
chosen the other direction, the campaign would have been over immediately, is what you're saying.
If you had chosen to go south, you would have seen what causes most people to turn around.
Oh. Missed
Fascinating.
opportunities.
Missed fun.
It's so fun.
But yeah, that is, like I said, I don't really. He goes back to throwing the sacks into the cart. That I don't really go and travel that way, mostly because I don't have to. If I'm going anywhere, I'm going north, because I'm normally either heading to Shell Landing or I'm going into the woods to go hunting, in which case I'm just going, left or right.
Makes sense. Oh, that was very informational. Good to know. We're in some strange place, continent.
I mean,
As you're sitting here having this conversation, you hear a twang from a slingshot. You see the little pebble fly over everyone and strike Nathan right in the side of the head.
ow!
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hit you. You are 100% certain that was Ingram from somewhere off to the side.
I'm 100% certain that was bacon from somewhere off to the side.
I'm thinking it was Dalton.
So I'm having a theory, and the theory is that this doesn't even qualify as a continent. Because if you're trying to tell me that from here, pointing at Dunwick, to the bottom of the map is only 7 hours of travel, then that means that from here, pointing at Dunwick, to the top of the landmass that we're on, that you want to consider a continent, is another 15 hours of travel. That means you have a continent that's not even a day to walk across.
Yep.
We call that an island.
And the width the other way is maybe twice that. But yeah, that's
Pretty small continent.
that's the continent that the other continents laugh at and steal the lunch money from.
Where I come from, we call that an island.
Yeah, like, I mean, maybe it's a continent, but it's a teeny tiny continent.
I mean, where I'm from, elves come from a very small continent, but they make the most of it.
Monarch is going to point at like this blue part at the bottom of the map and be like, it just looks like it's been cut off from something larger.
I did get the travel paces completely wrong because I used the wrong thing. So it would not actually be 7 hours. My bad. I'm going to fix this now. Give me a moment.
Okay.
It is supposed to be a bit bigger than that. I just messed up the
It's all good.
scale looking at the map travel pace.
Ah.
I did the 1-to-1 ratio, not the 1-to-6.
That makes more
Okay.
sense.
That makes more sense. So it would be 18 hours to shell landing?
So, yeah, it's actually every 3 hexes is roughly a day.
Okay.
Okay, so it's
So,
like a day's travel to shell landing and then
right.
42 hours to the bottom of the map, roughly?
Yeah, and that's if you're taking a like slower and careful pace. If you were to speed it up a bit, you could do 4 hexes in a day or 5 if you were rushing it.
But even still, that means it's
It's
3 days
small.
to the south and 6 days to the north. So it's 9 days north-south and about 15 days east-west. That's still not the largest continent I've heard of. I mean, to be fair, where I come from, most of the world is just one continent, so it's pretty flippin' big. But this is like a nation-sized, not like a continent-sized for me, anyway.
I mean, we're all that's here. So,
Fair enough.
so continent, nation, kind of the same thing at this point.
Contination?
Ye-
Destination.
Continuity.
ha ha ha.
Good to know where we live, or at least
Yeah.
where we are. Somewhat.
Illicet is the capital of. Everyone goes there if something needs to be talked about. Shell Landing is our closest port, and you can go to the mine to the north of it, or the other mines technically across Radton, but you don't really have to unless you really like mining for some reason.
Well.
I mean, some things are worth mining.
Like I.
You
Oh,
might
sorry.
find more adamantium.
I have no
I don't
idea
think
what they
so.
mine in either one of those places, but it probably ain't that special.
Sometimes mithril silver can be good, but
I mean, if you really want to know what each of those mines are what's coming from each of those mines, you're probably better off asking at Illicet or Shell Landing. because we don't really interact with it other than going to Shell Landing to buy the materials for Marcus.
I just have to tell you, that name Shell Landing is just is terrifying me something fierce right now. And I'm not going to explain why, because I just have a feeling that if I explain why, we'll run into something based on my explanation. So I'm just going to let it sit and hope that I'm wrong.
You're
It just
thinking
makes
it's
me
called
think
the
that it's
landing
made
because
from
something's
giant turtle
going in.
shell.
Let's not talk about it while Dalton's listening.
Dalton's always listening.
That's why we're not talking about it. Glad you're catching on.
He can't be listening all the time.
You're right. His
Says
little
David.
minion is listening
Oh.
instead.
We are his sitcom. I have a feeling that he's watching.
So,
Now I just have this sudden image of him, Bruno, and Kevin sitting on a couch watching you guys through the portal.
Yeah.
Like, hey Bruno, pass the popcorn.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, go up to the 3rd floor and get me some more popcorn, will ya?
so is there anything else that we should do other than wait 3 days to take a trip to Shell Landing?
I don't have anything for you guys. I mean, we are pretty close to done. The field that they're actually working on for both families is the backfield.
Okay.
They look like they're pretty close to being done. David's family is absolutely getting through it faster than Holly's is, but you're pretty sure that's just more because size, like the family of humans versus a family of halflings.
One part size, one part herding of cats.
Yeah, that's part of it too. But it looks like they're both going to be done within a day or so and have everything to Krog, and Krog will hopefully get everything together and milled fast.
All right, so I say we just take a couple days and maybe do some local hunting and, just kind of kick back and wait for them to be ready, and then we'll all take a trip to town together.
I feel like if there aren't any other NPCs we need to introduce ourselves to, we spend the time while they're getting ready for stuff. We just clean up the tower and organize things and decide, well,
Yeah.
hey, this is going to go here, this is going to go there. Just plan it out, see what we all want out of the tower, and then make a grocery list for when we go to Shell Landing.
Yeah, that sounds pretty solid.
I like that idea. That sounds nice.
You guys see a small goblin kind of weave his way through all of you up to David and go, Hey, David. How much longer are you thinking? Probably the rest of today and have it to him tomorrow. All right, I'll let Mills know. Well, don't tell him I called him Mills. Never mind. Just tell him I said Mr. Gibbs. Okay, I'll go tell him now. And you see him weave his way through you guys and run back north towards the mill.
So you guys want to go meet one more crazy person?
Was Mr. Gibbs ever a part of a sailing crew? Might have had a black.
No, I don't think he ever was.
Okay, just
Mills is
Familiar
eccentric at the best of times. And
Did he
I'd
ever
rather
have a
not steal on
military
water.
rank, particularly general?
I don't think he was ever in the military. Like
Okay.
he was with us when we were adventuring, for lack of a better word,
Okay.
making our initial money, but that was about it. Or at least he was part of the way in. He wasn't with us the whole time.
So you guys want to go meet one more crazy person?
I see no reason why not.
Okay, let's go. What?
Lead the
As
way.
you
Sure.
I
as you
ran
guys
through
are
a house.
walking up there, you did. You in fact ran through Krog's house.
Oh well.
You will remember that you went to here to talk to Krog the first time. You will also see all of the distillery and other things hanging off the back of it in very odd proportions. But it does not appear like there's anyone there. You see a couple of more goblins run past you going towards Holly's house. Yeah,
They're just trying to schedule a workload.
exactly. They're literally checking in to figure out who's dropping when, to figure out when the best time is to start milling. If like doing the next batch of grain. When you come up to the mill, I did not get to use this map last time, so god dang it, I'm going to use the map.
Yay! Ooh.
This place is as busy as a
Oh, yeah.
house or as a House Orion delivery service.
I'm going to take your word on that.
Come in.
I am missing someone. There he is.
I like to play with my token a lot. I'm going to write that off as my goblin is. I have the goblin zoomies.
That's fair.
So you step up to the mill. The mill is completely open, like the doors are swung open wide. You see the giant grinder in the middle, and you're seeing more than the 4 goblins that are showing there, and tossing the grain in and sweeping it off as it's done. The mill is being run by by wind, but you also do see some other apparatuses further up when you step inside that are making noises and look like it's also helping to push the grinder along steadily. Because it does not look like, because when you were outside, you saw that the mill was spinning, but it wasn't spinning very quickly. Nathan for sure knows that the grinder is going a lot faster than it should be going with the amount of wind that was going through just by looking at the wheels. And at this point, he could figure out that that Krog has done some type of finagling to make this move a little more consistent.
I'm assuming it's either some form of clockwork or gravity traction belt of some kind. That's
Clockwork, yeah. You can see like pendulums and other things floating around that are helping to push along the cogs.
Yep.
Right on the inside, you see Krog. You guys may remember him from the first time, meaning Badger and Nathan.
I remember Krog.
Still sitting there with his, well, not sitting there, standing there yelling at them to to move faster and make sure that all the boxes are set so that we can get this stuff out on time. Drinking from that horn that has the giant green smoking cloud coming out from under it, from behind it, excuse me, like it's not even a problem that this thing looks acidic.
Right.
Are we inside? Are we just like? Can we actually see him? And
Yeah,
interact
yeah.
with him?
Doors are open. You can see him.
Like what you can you see what you see on the map. So but the door is wide open. They're not closed.
I come inside and take a spot along the wall where I'm out of the way, but also out of direct sunlight.
Not too hard, because once you get inside, unless you're standing within like the first 5 to 10 feet, you're out of the sun really, because there's no actual lighting in here,
right?
Because they don't need it,
yeah.
So they don't bother to put open torches or other lit things in an area where there's potentially a lot of dust and other things that are potentially flammable.
Yep. Yeah, it's a bad idea.
I think this is probably the first time that Billy would notice, or maybe the second time that he kind of pays attention to me. He's like, I can see in the dark.
Yeah, because for you, as soon as you step in, you would notice that you lost your ability to see color. Would probably be the first thing that you saw. Everything becomes a grayscale for you.
It's weird, but it's weird because my vision got worse. So
yes, your vision would get worse as you started to walk in, and then it would start clearing up. But you would also start having the ability to see in the dark through the gray.
Yeah. Also, Billy had 20/20 vision before now it's not so much.
Nice.
Meanwhile, the Goliath and I do not have dark vision.
Yep.
Nor do I.
Nor do I.
I do.
Yeah, it's not like super pitch black inside. You can pretty much see what you're seeing. It's probably harder for you guys because you don't see in the dark.
I have
But
dark
I'm
vision.
not
What I don't
gonna-
have is light vision.
Yeah, you in fact have light sensitivity. Isn't that just grand?
Yeah, only for one more edition. Hopefully, I'll be fixed before then.
Possibly.
Make sure you get all the crates in the right place.
Whoa.
I know, right? That
How?
deep voice comes out of that tiny body.
Huh? Oh, wait, I remember you. He looks at Nathan.
Is
I
that your voice?
remember you showed up the last time.
Yup, that was me.
So I guess you made it back. That's good.
Is it the potion that does it?
It does what?
Makes your voice so low. I've never heard of goblins with such a booming voice.
He adjusts the cigar.
He adjusts a cigar from one side of his mouth to the other and takes a swig.
Maybe. But probably not.
Just those massive cojones, I see.
Or one or two many explosions. Who knows?
Yeah. Hard to say. It's just a novelty, honestly. I've never encountered it.
So you
Just as
have
you've
a.
probably just as you've probably never heard of a goblin speak in such an eloquent voice before, or look like this. That's likely right.
Goblin speaking in eloquence? Yes, I've heard that one before. Have you not met the Countess?
No, we have not met the Countess.
Yeah, she's a merchant that flows around and gets all hoity-toity and nobly and calls herself the Countess. You'll probably run into her eventually.
Yeah, it's not unheard of. Some goblins from where I am do lead very talented lives, and they're very noble people. They just not the most deepest of voices.
Not all goblins are Krog.
I would.
Actually, as far as I'm aware, I'm the only one.
I was about to say that. I mean, odds are.
So what kind of ale and whatnot do you do here, or is it just mill, or is it just milling?
I mean, this is the mill. This is definitely not the brewery. Well, I might be stretching a bit to call it a brewery. It's my house, and it's got a few alchemical additions and a couple of scorched additions.
Would you happen to have any alchemist supplies for purchase?
Not for purchase, but I could probably sell you a potion or two. You get
He
Krog.
gives you a wicked grin and kind of holds up the horn like you want to try.
Hey, Krog, do you know what he is? Because none of us know.
Let's see if he has even a remotest chance.
I mean, if he does, I'll
Krog
be
is
really
smart.
amazed.
Is he offering what he's drinking?
He was, in fact, actually.
Yeah, I'll take a sip.
I'll reach out for it.
It's probably not gonna know.
He looks like he's a side of beef on top of a side of beef that put the wrong head on top.
I agree.
Very accurate description.
So who actually took the horn first?
I will.
All right. So
Sir?
do you take a sip, do you gulp, or you
I'll
chug?
take a chug.
All right, you chug. Roll me a d6, please.
Over here.
Phelan is watching with interest.
Yeah, I'm watching too.
Is that Constitution saving throw?
No. Roll me a d6 first.
Oh, sorry. My brain. Boom. That's a 4.
Nathan readies his light crossbow.
No spontaneous combustions yet.
I'm not Cass. Unless you're about to turn me into Cass. And then that would be hilarious.
That'd be such a bad idea. I'm all for it.
What did you roll? A 4?
A 4.
Roll me a d4.
Come on. A 2.
He gets 2 wishes. No,
So for the next minute, you get to add a 2 to your attack rolls for every attack and save you make.
I want more of this.
You basically you feel emboldened. You feel, for lack of a better word, almost reckless at this point.
Yeah.
But it only lasts for like a
Guys,
minute.
this is amazing. I feel like I could fight the sun at this point. You guys
You
gotta
all
Don't
try
beat
it.
up my dad.
You gotta try it.
it's got the power of the sun. It's got the power of the silver flame.
I don't know. All I feel is I feel amazing. Like more strength in my body than I've had in forever. Someone else try it right now. Go.
Uh-oh.
Try it.
I mean, it seems like it lasts for forever. Like it's only benefits. I mean, it's only good things. You got to have it.
All right, I'll
You
try it.
as soon as you say it's only benefits, you see Krog smile at that and laugh a little.
Monarch is gonna take a sip.
Roll me a d6.
All right,
It's legit drugs.
a 1.
1. Okay then. So roll me another d6.
Oh no.
2.
All right. So you take 2 points of damage
Ow.
as you feel like you just drank something like spiky, like you feel like you just had pins and needles going straight down your throat.
Hey.
And then let's see here. What does the 2 do? And for the next 12 seconds, so for the next 2 rounds, this was this was not Mill. Wow. This was Monarch that drank it, right?
Yes.
For the next basically 2 rounds, Monarch feels like he has something extra on his back. Not like he grown wings or anything, but he feels like there's something there that shouldn't be.
Ew.
Ace, roll me a D100.
Why am I?
Because
it.
Noctis.
15.
Alrighty, Ace. I'll let you know what happens in a moment.
Oh shit.
Potion had unforeseen side effects.
Anybody else drinking?
That hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, me.
It hurts? I'll try it.
Right, look, Stacy.
Stronger than I thought it would be.
You, I guess you
Whoever's
first.
drinking
Fine.
next, roll me a D6, and I'll tell you what happens.
I guess you first, new gray companion.
A 2.
Oh no.
Bless you.
Bless you.
You actually roll me 2d4.
Wow. This is the even more painful.
A 4 and a 1.
You feel like you're suddenly been healed. You feel like everything is right in the world. It's all shiny and blissful. And for some reason, if you had even old wounds that you were sure were there and didn't heal over, but came over with you when you changed, they look like they're gone right now.
And your
I
knees
look
gain back
at
cartilage.
I look at Krog and I go, have you made a potion of wild magic?
Well, it's experimental, so it doesn't affect everybody exactly the same. He takes it back from whoever has it and takes a swig of it.
And you just kind of see him shiver for a second.
But it's always fun to see what happens.
That is the best party drink ever.
That is a good. That does sound like a really
So
cool party drink.
Phelan looks at it and kind of points towards it and goes, "May I?"
Sure.
I rolled a 2 on the d6.
Same thing.
Same thing as Soaker. So you feel like you're healed a little bit, so you can roll your 2d4 if you're actually damaged. The exact same feeling. You feel like those wounds that you had before a rollover, are healing over, and you just feel like it's a blissful experience. Like you kind of feel slightly drunk, to be more specific about the bliss level, but yeah, no negatives.
I pass it back to him. Well, I could make a small fortune with this where I come from.
I'll try it. What's it taste like?
Well, if I tell you what it tastes like, it'll ruin the surprise.
After you have a sip, I'm interested in having another one because I feel like I got a bad taste the first time. Maybe it's acquired for me. Maybe it's...
I wonder if it's different each time you drink it, or if it's just different for each person that drinks it, and you'll always get the same thing.
Here, let me try it again.
I'm willing to test that.
I was supposed to say, why don't you drink first, and I'll try it again as well, just to fully test the theory.
All right. So Phelan gave me a 5. No, sorry, wrong thing. I heard someone ask while I was checking something. I'm sorry. I was pretty sure I heard Billy, but I wasn't 100% certain.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask for a little sip.
Yeah. So you sipped it? All right. So roll a d6 for me.
D6. Okay, go. There we go. 6.
And we see just about the full spectrum.
So Billy,
Makes sense.
Yes.
It's the goblin.
I got the best one.
give me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Yes. Dexterity saving.
DC 10. It's not a hard one.
It's fine. Let's go. Oopsies. No, it's not what I want. I need to roll the ability check. It's saving throw? Okay. Normal. Okay. That's not bad. 18. That's a really good roll, too.
I actually had to double check that second. So 18. Oh, you're absolutely fine. You find yourself floating in about 10 feet into the air. The dexterity saving throw was to not start rolling over and potentially having I need to have a moment with my lunch and hope that I keep it. But you're fine. You were able to adjust yourself as you were floating up into the air. For about the next minute, you can float around at about 10 feet per move, roughly.
I'm gonna float around. I'm just gonna float there, kind of like.
You're a floater.
I'm just like, it's like I'm on a really nice mattress. Saying like, this is a good drink. And he's just like, oh, that's a very good drink. And I'll hand it back to him as I drift by.
Has the thing on my back disappeared at this point?
Oh yeah, it absolutely has. You no longer feel it on your back anymore. Unless you actually tried to look at it, you have no idea what it was. But it's
I
gone.
was trying to ask somebody else to take a look at it, but oh well.
I looked at it as soon as he
it's
mentioned
Oh.
it. You know I had to. What was it?
It looked like
I might not
it
tell
looked-
him, but I'll at least want to know.
It looked like one of his arms went across his back. So like the arm came out and was going across his back.
You had a back arm.
It's because it didn't have a joint, it couldn't move or anything like that. It was just kind of like laying across it, like instead of coming out straight forward, it came out of his back like this and just kind of stayed there. I mean,
I mean, the experience varies from individual to individual. Though I will say most of you had a pleasant one, it looks like, at least.
May I try it again, or would it do the same thing?
Sure.
I'll try it again. Yeah. Is it another roll, or do I
Yep,
just...
roll me another d6, I'm sorry.
Yay!
We just wanted to test to make sure it wasn't the same thing. Hey, I got a 6.
Just like with Billy, you start floating, but roll me a dexterity.
Alright, so that's a +8.
Let me know when you're ready a second.
Almost there.
You are able to catch yourself. You don't go like floating off into the distance like a balloon that got let go or anything. You don't smack your head against the door frame that's right above your head. But you are floating about 10 feet off the ground, and you can move about 10 feet around you for roughly, I believe I told you, about a minute, correct, Billy?
I think so. Most of them were a minute, so.
Yeah, it sounds about right. So, but it's only for like a minute, and then you will fall to the ground when the minute's over.
Is it gently to the ground, or do I like?
You kind of sort of slowly fall. It's
Okay.
not like an instant drop, but you also get the feeling that if
Sorry.
this was much higher, it would be an instant drop. So, if for some reason you decided to fly, say, over the course of a minute, 60 feet into the air, you probably fall for about 40 of those feet.
So that'd be a bad idea.
Alright. I'll return the drink to Krog and be like, this is a much better experience.
Mm-hmm. It's an amazing experience. You said you wanted to try it again, right? Looking at Badger.
Yeah.
so he hands Badger. There we go. Ooh, I don't think anyone's rolled that one yet. One moment.
What was that?
Please.
Here's a 5.
So, Badger,
Mm-hmm.
you feel a little weird.
Okay.
Your skin feels a little calloused.
Lovely.
You have a bonus to your AC for the next minute of a
Nice.
+1. And
I'm ready.
And also, right after drinking that, you hear the words, I want to get in on this game.
Well, then drink it yourself.
And-
Don't affect one of us.
And then he pokes Badger, and Badger changes into a crystal gem dragonborn.
Oh, damn.
I
Ah,
What
Dalton.
color?
Ooh.
Crystal.
Crystal. So
Oh,
he's
oh.
white. He for the most part he looks like a white dragon, but it's not. If
But
we're
it's
talking
shinier.
colors, he's got like a gloss to it because of that. Because the crystal really should be clear, but clear doesn't work so well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I will
I mean,
tell you that was not what I was shooting for, but you know what? I like this one better.
What was he shooting for? Now I'm curious. Sorry. Now
Portal's
I'm curious.
gone.
What level card was this?
wouldn't invite
Blue.
the possibility of him trying it on you.
This was not big enough to make that permanent, if that was what you're worried about or hoped for.
Worried
actually
about
could've
hoping
hoped
for,
it. That
hoping
would've
for
been fine.
either works.
Pretty epic.
You are correct, Gray. No one has yet rolled that.
Old beardy gamer counting dice.
Nathan, would you like to try it? It's not
No,
about
no,
experience.
I'm fine. I'm collecting research.
The
That's what you call it.
Krog, because at this point the horn is pretty much empty. Between Badger like gulping half of it the first time and everybody sipping it, it's almost empty. So what you see is Krog pull from his side pouch. Well, not really side pouch. It's more like a container holding vials. He pulls them up. They're corked. He's got 3 of them in his fingers. He shakes them, taps them against his head for a second, pops the corks off of them, and pours all 3 of them into the horn, refilling it, and then covers it with his hand and starts shaking it. And you see the green smoke start coming back out of the horn.
You guys drank more than I thought you would.
That's a very unstable mixture.
Yes. That's
Okay,
why
just
it's called
making
an
sure.
experiment.
Just making sure you knew. I am all for unstable mixtures.
We'll make it work later. Just right now, we're knocking out the inconsistencies, so it's a little unstable.
I mean, it looks like it's working just fine.
I'd say it's working just fine.
If you have any other interesting things that you want to test out, I'd be interested in trying them.
Yeah, and if you need me, maybe if you need
I can think of a few things. You guys have only seen the one. Just wait.
Oh boy.
yeah. If you need any help getting any ingredients for these potions, I'm sure that you need some. I'm sure that we could help you in that.
Why do you think I love that Phoebe is in town?
That's
Boss. We're done.
What do you mean you're done? I see two boxes that aren't full yet.
Boss, we don't have any more grain. At least not until David shows up.
David said that he was going to be able to bring the rest of the wheat to you by the end of the day.
Well, that's good. Just means for now we get to go and try and brew something else.
Yay.
I look forward to seeing what you create. But yes, once again, we wanted to come by, introduce ourselves, and just make sure our faces and names were around.
More
Oh,
importantly, our names, because the faces, as you can see, we can't guarantee we come back in with them next time.
That's very good.
I see that. Also, I don't know if I introduced myself or not. I am Krog Gibb. Now,
Nice to meet you, Krog.
most people call me Mills because, well, apparently they find that easier to say, or I'm a goblin. I mean, people like to call me weird things. Now, if you say it in an insulting manner, I'll give you this nice, beautiful purple potion that I keep on the other side. That one I don't even need you to drink.
Have you always been a goblin? I know this sounds like an odd question, but... And I just gesture back and forth down the line.
Ooh.
As I kill the GM.
Krog's voice, because I'm actually changing my voice and doing the voiceover to do him properly.
Nice.
Yeah, I've kind of always been a goblin. I've never had to deal with polymorph. At least I'm assuming it's polymorph.
Have you always been this smart of a goblin?
I mean, of course not. I had to grow up just like everyone else.
Okay, that's fair.
That's fair.
Or, well, depending on who you talk to, I never grew up.
I was just wondering if there was a, drank a magic rock story at some point or something.
No. No drank a magic rock. I will tell you that the way I met David was literally a thrown rock causing bit of a problem with a few trees falling over and a couple of potions exploding and yeah, maybe a little bit of healing involved.
Nice.
But David doesn't really like that story too much.
Well, we'll make sure you tell it when he's not around.
But before I get into that story, I have some potion ideas now that I've got to see what this one does to you guys. I'm going to go find out I'm going to go check this out now before I have, one of those brain problems that people have every once in a while.
Then we'll go and tidy up the tower, and you guys just let us know when you're ready to head to town, and we'll kind of, do some guard work for you.
Yeah.
That sounds good. It should be a couple of days, and we'll be fully ready.
All
Have
right.
everything in the carts. Well, cart, because I'm pretty sure we can fit everything into one. Most likely, maybe two. Most likely one. We'll find out.
Nathan is secretly most interested because he hasn't seen any oxen or horses anywhere, and he just wants to see what's pulling the cart and or if it's, some self-driven, artificer thing or something.
Knowing
He has
this
hopes.
campaign, it's going to be hippos.
Probably.
Hippo
No,
driving.
no. It's definitely not hippos. It's absolutely Drake guards.
Yay.
Drawn
Oh, so
carriage.
Grandpa.
Yes.
So there was a way for you to set it so that you guys can always go back to the tower. How did you do that? Or go back to the inns?
If you can, you're meaning like map wise up top. Basically,
Correct.
go into the scenes, right click, go to the settings, and then you can make it visible to all.
Yeah, instead of GM only, switch it to show permissions, all players, like that. And then now they should be able to see it to click on it, whether you have it
Yep,
active or
now
not.
we can go back to tower.
Nice. All right. I'll fix that in a moment.
I just did.
Okay. Yeah, Tower 1's perfect because technically the other floors are, well, all of the floors are destroyed really, but I don't think everybody wants to sit there and live on the more broken floors of second and third.
I mean, not yet, but we'll switch them over at some point. But there we go. And now I just switched over the active characters on the screen to the current races.
That you did.
Alright.
So this is about 2 hours and 15 minutes in. So I think this will be a good time to go on to one of those their breaks.
Mhm.
Because this is a nice little stopping point for a moment before we go into the couple day jump unless someone else has something they want to do.
Yeah, I think that's a really good act ending position.
That was the goal, basically, saying, hey, we're meeting all the NPCs. Once that's done, we go back to the tower, we clean up a bit, we make a list of what we need for whatever we want to do with the tower, and then we join back up with the NPCs to go to Shell Landing.
So yeah, what were you thinking? What were you? I'll go to Nathan and be like, so what were you thinking about for things that you need to do? Shelves, then blah blah blah, and then continue on.
I mean, first we're just going to probably have to take a day and just clear out all the debris out of the tower, and then we'll figure out what we've got from there. We know we still need to hire a good mason, and there's not one in town, so we're hoping that there's one in the city. I'm also hoping his name is Perry. I don't know why, but that's just there. And then we'll figure out what to do from that point on.
All right.
But first, we're going to take a break. So we're all going to get up, stretch, be right. We'll be back in a minute. I actually have a magic item that needs a bunch of random rolls that the GM is going to just have me do his work for him during the break. So as soon as I get back, I will figure out what's in my robe of useless items, and yeah, we'll all be back in just a minute.
All right.
Anybody in chat have any questions for me or Morden or any of the crew? Go ahead and put it in chat, and we'll get it on our way back. Bye.
And welcome back, everybody.
My beholder mug.
So everybody's sitting there looking through the tower now.
I chose the exact wrong time to slip off the screen.
Whoops. So everybody's had their conversations with the town. They got introduced as the new players in town, and I don't mean that as in you're the PCs. I mean that as you're brand new and you might be gambling with your life a little.
But you are also PCs.
You were absolutely gambling with potions. I will tell you that much. That was fun.
That was fun.
So you wait about 2 more days or so when you when you see a group of goblins coming up to the tower.
Yeah, I figured they'd send, goblin runners at us.
Yeah, you pretty much saw how Krog ran things. He didn't really do much. He mostly just kind of pointed and told everybody else what to do.
Yeah.
So Krog absolutely just went, I'm not going up to that tower. I don't feel like it. You go and get them. You see a group of 3 or 4 of them come up. They knock on the door. And shout to you guys that Krog is asking for you. He says that the carts are ready, and whenever you get a chance, you should come down and catch a ride so that we can get the grain to Shell Landing.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, Nathan, when will we? I think I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
I'm ready as well.
Let's go. I had time to study this new book. It's strange being able to read.
Oh, but it's actually kind of nice. I'm able to focus on words a little more. I've been catching up on some of my reading. I slipped the other ones.
Everyone roll me a D8.
Nope. 2.
1.
Badger.
It wasn't me.
5.
It was you, Gray. It just wasn't you yet.
I was going to say, but we know I'm going to roll the 1. That's just a given.
So 2 1s, huh?
We're all gonna die.
So everybody, we're just gonna jump to Dunwich for a moment and kind of move everybody to where they would be, which in this case, everybody would actually be down here by in between David and Holly's house, because that is, you can see that is where they have stored the carts, and by that I mean it's just one big cart.
Yay.
It is actually pulled by a horse, nothing special. You see the base. You see that David and Holly are getting the horse out of Holly's barn. And you're pretty sure it was the cart that Holly was having everybody take the empty sacks out of and cleaning it up a couple days earlier.
Okay.
So there's nothing too crazy with that. When you come up to them, Krog waves to you guys, and David says hello and lets you guys know that they do have some provisions for the ride because it is going to take about a day, and they made sure they had enough for everybody. Krog points at 2 of the goblins that are near him and says and says,
You guys are coming with us because we need someone to throw the bags when we get back, when we get to the shell landing.
Oh, good. I was afraid you were going to say that they were the provisions.
No, I'm not going to say they're the provisions. I'm not a cannibal.
Well, I mean, you'd only be a cannibal if you ate the goblins. If other people ate the goblins, then we wouldn't be cannibals and neither would you. So, I mean, it could still work.
True, but you're not eating any of my workers either.
I didn't want to. I was afraid maybe that was part of the plan. I'm glad it's not.
Nathan, where do you come from where that's the first thing that you assume?
I point over and I'm like, but he's not technically a goblin. Would it be cannibalism if he ate one of them?
No, it wouldn't. And that's why I thought that was the plan, and I'm glad it's not.
I mean,
It's such a strange thing to think.
I mean, you're currently a goblin, so you might consider it cannibalism. But then again,
I'm not
what do you
currently
call
a
a
goblin.
druid
Am I
that kind of
currently a
eats
goblin? I
animals?
look down. I'm really confused now. I'm
I
pretty
was
sure I'm
pretty
still
sure
a
he was-
drow.
It would be contextual
I'm
cannibalism.
I was pretty sure that Phelan was pointing at Billy when he said that.
Oh,
but I
okay.
might have been wrong.
Oh, yes. I neglected to say name, didn't I?
Oh, you
Yeah.
fucking me.
By the way, has there been enough time between me taking damage and now to have regained my 2 hit points?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's been a couple days, so yeah, you've definitely got that back.
All right.
Also, contextual contextual cannibalism is definitely the name of my next punk rock band.
Oh, yes. That's good.
I mean, yeah, it works for so many layers.
Good.
I bet you it'd sell really well as a cookbook too, actually.
Right?
Textual cannibalism.
I love it.
Okay. Oh, wait.
A druid
I
that
had a
eats
long rest.
animals would just be not a vegan or a vegetarian.
I had a long rest. And that means I can bring out Richard.
You can bring out who?
Richard.
The jerk?
No, my clockwork homunculus. That freaks Morden out.
Oh.
Oh, right. Drow.
Can we just forget about that thing?
Nope.
It's a spider, right?
It is a 4-armed, 2-legged, so much more like a beetle. Like 8-inch long beetle winged mechanical homunculus with a scorpion tail that shoots lasers. Because scorpion tails and lasers.
That's a very interesting creation.
Thank you. It wasn't how I originally planned it, but I mean, I just started working and, while I was in this shape and, it just kind of came to me.
I mean, work with what you can, work with what comes to you.
Exactly.
That's always been my motto.
Inspiration in many forms, I suppose.
Billy never figured out what he what he can do.
Wow, we're moving.
Although he found a wand on his person somewhere. It's like,
So
wait.
So everybody is kind of herded onto the wagon. You will, you can sit for most of it. I'm not going to say it's terribly comfortable with all the sacks and everything in there. But you are able to ride on the wagon, especially since this is going to take a while. As you are traveling down, converse as you will, Krog is drinking his drink like he always is, and David is the one who's actually driving.
The horse.
Hey, horsey, go back.
I would put the horse in the spot where the horse goes. Don't you want the horse in the spot where the horse goes?
I would love it to, but the horse was in the spot where it's supposed to go. I'm not sure why the cart's not where it's supposed to be for you.
Well, that's a bigger question.
Oh, now the card is
There we go. Okay. Now
Yeah,
it makes more sense.
The cart, by the way, is very weird. For me to get the cart to sit where it's currently sitting, I have to be saying that the cart is moving up, like towards the top of the map, to get it to point that way. I have no idea why.
Yeah, it's a rotational issue.
Yeah, but
We'll fix
anyway,
it in post.
Only a slight glitch. Don't worry.
but
I just think it's hilarious and just a sign of this campaign. Morton went through all the trouble of making sure that all the players were on this map, and the first thing I had to do was change 3 of us.
Yep, and I don't know why none of you. Actually, no, wait, no, that's right. Because you actually had to change because people played cards. Never
Yeah.
mind, that my statement is invalid. So
Yeah.
thank you, sir.
Yeah, like you had at this. Yeah, last night when you planned everything, those were the correct cards. And in 2 hours of gameplay, 3 of us changed.
Yep.
So there.
So you guys traveling along. David and Krog reiterate
Doop-a-doop-a-doo.
that it takes about a day to get from Dunwick to Shell Landing. For the most part, they can just follow the road without any issue. Very rarely do they run into any problems, and normally when they do, it might be like a boar or something, some kind of animal walking across the road and potentially becoming a nuisance, but never really anything bigger or worse than that.
Hey, hey, Sokaran.
Yeah?
I
What's
think
up, Mike?
now is a
Nathan?
wonderful time for you to play drums for the next 12 hours straight.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Roll me a performance check.
Or, 24 of them. Whatever.
I'm just going to get one for right now, and
Okay.
depending on what his roll is, we'll see how many more he has to do.
I mean, when players give you props, you use them.
18.
Nice.
He's playing pretty damn good, and
right.
I'll basically go with for every we'll say every hour you would be rolling another check. So yeah, give me another 3 for right now.
Because obviously we'll be able to sneak up on whatever it is while we're riding in a wagon playing drums.
Yes.
21! You are the best drummer
Alright.
I've ever heard.
He is the best drummer.
Man,
I
he's
have
better
the
than I thought.
I am the best
Really
drummer.
Okay,
good.
now you have
Holy
a
crap.
problem because you've gotten better with every roll, but you just maxed. So, now I'm expecting you to roll a 30 on this D20.
Quick, someone give him bardic
Or one,
inspiration.
because that
And he
was
rolls
bound
a
to
No,
one.
you
happen.
can do better than that. I know you can. I help him.
Yeah, roll your advantage.
Roll advantage.
Do it. Okay.
Good enough. Good enough.
That definitely does better. So about the 3 hours or so in, you're not really so much seeing anything different. Meaning, it still just looks like the wood you've been on, but you're
a nice map.
not hearing. You're not hearing as much in the way of animal noises and stuff like you had been before. But you also don't overtly see anything that's going to be causing any issues. Just it's just becoming very, very quiet, I should say.
You did my flowing water trick.
I'm rummaging through my pack.
Looks
at the
great.
moment to
Map
see what
looks
I
great,
actually
buddy.
have. And I pull out my my short bow and my spear. Wait, do I have a short bow? No, I don't. I
You
don't. Pull
You
out
have
a short
you
I
have
have a
darts
spear.
and a spear.
bow. All right, so I've got little throwing darts and a spear. I recognize these. I can use these.
Yeah, that does become a problem, being able to know what you're carrying sometimes.
Well, I don't know
just
if
to
this
clarify,
body
since
is
Keep going, I'm
effective
sorry.
at doing what I was able to do before.
Right?
Yeah, my pack's a lot. Yeah, I'm having to keep my pack. I'm having to keep my pack inside the back of the car right now. It's a bit cumbersome on these shoulders, unfortunately.
So, to clarify, because it just kind of came up, magic items that you are carrying do not change. They stay on your person. Just the only regular items when you change. Okay? That way, magic items do not disappear and potentially get lost.
Fair.
I will not jip you out of a magical weapon or whatever you have because of that. Because, might be usable by someone else later.
Mm-hmm. You can just do what they did in Pirates of the Caribbean. Sword.
And I think I got one of those in the other campaign. So, Sokrin, you still playing your drums?
Yeah, sure.
All right, give me another 3 rolls.
Yay, nothing bad happened.
Billy would normally
16.
What was Billy doing?
Billy would normally be looking, threats because that's what he used to do. That's what he would be good at. But I feel like with the switch up of his mental, his mental focus, I think he's a little more distracted now, and he's probably more focused on the drum playing.
Mm-hmm. So this would be the 6-hour mark, I believe.
Yes.
At the 6-hour mark, I want everybody to give me a perception check.
I
If
choose
you
to
have
fail.
any,
No, I'm just listening to the music and having fun. Unless my passive perception gets it, I'm just going to miss it because I'm not
What's your
looking for
passive?
anything. A 14.
Okay.
Like if it's something that passive would see, then I'll say my passive might see it. But as far as a roll, I will automatically fail. I'm having fun listening to music. This is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I basically rolled a passive check.
I guess
Okay.
if it's for hearing something, we probably have disadvantage on that roll now.
I am taking into account that you guys are playing music, so
It's a shame Father Smith isn't here. He hears everything.
Father Smith says you missed something. Except for
Stay
that
safe.
one. Yep. Father Smith says stay safe. All right. So we miss. Yeah, we're not missing anyone because you chose to take your passive.
Yes.
I
chose to take a not rolling.
So Monarch and Sorcerer, you do not hear anything. You don't see anything. Everything appears as normal. Balin, you're getting a slightly weird vibe, like you might be being watched. Badger is almost 100% certain that you're being watched, but you haven't actually seen anyone. Okay.
Hey,
So
guys,
yeah,
I think someone likes the music along with us.
It makes sense. It's good music.
I say kind of just kind of loud enough for the people in my cart to hear it. I'm like, I get the feeling we're being watched. Does anybody else feel like that?
I've learned to trust people when they say that, and I will I'll ready my light crossbow.
Where I come from, it's more of a nervous condition, I guess you would say. So it might just be me being paranoid.
That's good. Sometimes it's a good thing. Now I'm paying attention at least.
Okay. So you go for another, say, about hour or two. If you want to keep doing your drums, you can. You can still roll for them if you like. But during that time, Phelan, that feeling never really goes away for you, and for Badger, you absolutely are sure you're being watched, but you've not actually seen anyone. You're just getting that feeling from it. Give me one last set of perception checks for me.
This time I will.
He's hooked on a feeling. I'm still just listening to music and having fun. I don't care.
16.
Still the same.
This is gonna go great. Yep. That's even worse than my passive.
All right. So, Phelan and Badger, the cart. Okay, I'm gonna shift everybody back a bit to roughly where you would actually be, because you're probably at this point walking around with the cart.
Probably. I mean, that's reasonable. With the whole, being suspicious of things around us and everything. Oh no, we left the cart behind.
This way.
That's impressive.
It's all right. We don't need it.
Watching the cart do its magic dance. I love it.
Right?
My favorite part.
So, when you get to about here, you hear a crack, and you see a log fall from the north end, roll down a little bit, and slam into the road. You cannot actually get past this log with the cart without removing it. But that's not your first worry. Your second worry is you see a group on the south side and a group on the north side that you are 90% sure are bandits.
Guys, I think those are bandits.
Mostly because I'm pretty sure at least a few of you are familiar with, this particular type of trap with a with a forest road.
This is the most common trap I've ever seen.
Yes, it is.
Particularly imaginative.
But now it becomes everyone giving us an initiative check.
This is going to be their last worst mistake.
Definitely no points earned for creativity.
Oh, was I supposed to do that and click something or no?
If you just clicked initiative, it'll work. Now I'm not sure why there's two Sokrin, but I will figure that out.
I just clicked twice on the button because reason.
I will figure out which one's the correct and fix that.
Do you happen to know which one you rolled first, the taller one or the smaller one?
It's a good question.
Okay.
So Sokeran's second roll is a 12.15.
The second one was 12? Okay.
Yes.
I will take out the second one.
Played the bad trombone.
That's the only one I can see because the bandits keep rolling.
Yes.
Stupid bandits.
There's so many of them.
And most of them roll bad.
Thankfully.
Most of them are
and-
going to have a bad day.
Phelan's initiative just got updated. I'll take care of it.
So I'll play the perfect card.
Perfect.
Yep.
Nice.
Thank you.
I mean, it didn't help him much, but there we go.
All right. So
Just before that, Morning, I might need to roll my 2 portent dice.
which dice? I'm sorry.
Portent.
The portent,
Wow. Right.
so I got a 6 and a 19.
Those are both nice rolls.
Let's try this somewhere.
So he's just seeing like a bunch of fuck ups around him. And as well as like amazing stuff.
Somebody's going to fuck up real bad, and somebody's going to do something amazing
Yep.
today.
And the good thing is that he
Gotcha.
can decide if one of the other guys fucks up real bad.
Yeah.
There are no bad rolls with that ability. Like even in 11, 12, 13, you replace that, you use that to replace a crit, and even if it hits, it does less damage, or you use it on a skill check that you don't need a lot to pass, but you need more than that 2 you just rolled. Like, it's such a great ability.
I love Portent.
I could also make sure that the key bad guy failed its saving throw against
Yep.
Yep, that save
against
talks well.
yeah, exactly. Like, I polymorph your big bag evil guy into a snail.
And yeah, just so you're aware, you automatically roll this 1 here. Don't matter what you actually rolled, it's, you got the 1 now.
Yep.
All right, so starting this little foray off is going to be Failing Dust Flower. What does Failing do?
That spot I just pinged, is that actually a berm I can get up? Or
Absolutely is.
Okay, I couldn't tell because of the hard walls on the other side. Wanted to make sure. All
Yeah,
right,
you
so
can get up. You can get up from there, and also from down here. If it will not let you up, don't worry about it. I will pull you up there.
okay. So I come running up, running over here, and I start to chop.
Warforge, go chop. Warforge absolutely chops. All right, roll your damage.
And that's more like what I roll.
I mean,
It's okay.
it's a lot for these guys. You're fine.
Okay, 5th level, I get a second attack, correct?
Correct. Yep, roll your attack. He's bloodied, by the way.
Yeah, excellent. I'm gonna guess
You
that
absolutely
hits.
hit him. He's dead.
Okay, and I can actually still move. I have
Yes.
10 more. Looks good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Next up is Sokrin. What is Sokrin doing? Is he still playing his drum?
I think Sokrin is going to first cast Mage Armor.
Okay. Is
Goes-
Sokrin doing anything else?
Don't think I have anything I can do as a bonus action right now. I'm going to move. I'm going to take cover behind the cart probably right now.
You absolutely can. Yep. Yeah. From there, you would have cover from everybody that you are aware of.
Okay.
All right. Speaking of things you might not have been aware of.
And now we see the rock troll.
Rono!
Dragon.
You see a bandit run forward.
That's not
The
a smart
ban-
thing to do.
The bandit runs up and takes a swing at one of the little goblins
Hey.
because he was the closest target. And he sucks, so he doesn't do anything, which is good for you guys. Next one is the bandit that was right next to the one you hacked into pieces. He's going to step forward. No, he's not. He's going to stay right where he's at and swing because I missed that you had moved where you had moved to. Okay. He's going to take a swing back at you because, well, you just killed his buddy and he don't want to die.
Okay, fair enough.
He absolutely whiffs. Next person in the fight is Badger. What is Badger doing?
That was in his eyes.
Badger, 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 badger.
Sorry. Just none of these three over here look bloodied, right?
No, none of them look bloody. None of them, in fact, look like they've been hurt, except for the one that's hacked into little bitty pieces.
Beautiful. So I'm gonna attack this one. Nope, that's me. That one. Probably miss it. 13. Nope, 13 hits.
13 hits.
And then plus 2d6. When do you get the upgrade to sneak attack?
It's
6th.
So for the best way to remember sneak attack is it's about half your level is how many dice you get.
Odd level.
Dead. Which one was this?
Oh
That
god.
one.
Brutal.
It's a brutal build. It is a very brutal build. It's probably even worse now that you have, dragon things attached to it.
So with that, I would like to.
You picking up a coin?
Yes, please. I hold out my hand and a coin forms in it.
Ooh.
It's Krog's turn.
Creepy.
Assuming that's all you're doing.
Hold on. There's a guy behind us. I'm going to step 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, that's all I'm doing.
Krog sitting in the driver's seat. David's actually the one driving. Not driver's seat. Sitting in the front with David, but David is the one who's driving. Krog turns where he's from where he's sitting and shoots the guy that came up and took a swipe at one of his workers. He cast Firebolt at them and must have been really mad because he missed. And next is Billy. What is Billy doing?
I think Billy turns around. He pushes past Nathan a little bit.
I'll allow it.
And I'll allow it. Yep.
Hey,
If he
Right,
doesn't
right out of the
allow it,
way.
it becomes a strength test.
Yeah. and he just goes, "You leave him alone!" And Billy would rage, but the rage takes a different. Go ahead. Shooting from his eye is actually a firebolt.
Your character
Ooh.
can't do that anymore. Oh wait, no, he can. Never mind. He's a sorcerer now.
Yeah.
Never mind. I forgot. God, your character set up so much like a rogue. I almost forgot that he wasn't.
So funny.
I expected he was, so I'm excited by this turn of events.
All right. You familiar with how
I
to
have
target?
Right. I have to target.
Yep.
And then
Look for the little bullseye on the top. Click the target, and then go into your character and click what you're trying to use.
going to go ahead and actually no, it'll just be that. Let's
Also,
try it.
when you get really advanced or want to do a YouTube check, you can set up actions on your hotbar so that when you have someone targeted, you can just click on the action on the hotbar and then it will automatically pull as the chat and you don't need to go into your inventory.
Right.
I just learned that one.
Yeah, I have cast set up that way.
Okay. I will then go ahead. And I think what happens is he's not expecting it, and it just goes up into the sky, and then but then he like tries to focus it, and not realizing what and he just goes, I guess.
Oh, lost you.
Muted.
What happened?
You either muted yourself or overblew your mic setting. So say it all again because it was awesome.
Okay. It just goes into the air, and he just goes, "Oh, I guess that's all I can. I guess this is what I can do now." And he just goes, and he focuses again. He'll.
Lost the minion.
Lost your part with you again. I'm sorry.
Weird.
That's super weird. Why is that happening?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go.
We got to. This is what I can do now. So just the second half we didn't get.
And he'll focus it in and refocus, and he'll quick cast Firebolt again.
Nice.
Okay.
So
Take your second shot.
second shot. I'm still doing it, so...
Yep, you're good.
There we go. That's better.
Absolutely hits.
It's
There
much
you
better
go.
now that he knows what he's
Roll
doing.
your
the other
damage.
And then normal. There you go.
So Billy's first shot misses and goes flying past him down the road that you were just coming from. The second shot from Billy's eyes absolutely strikes him in the face as he's coming back up from ducking from the first one. And you see that the head just kind of pop,
Nice. It just
and he's dead.
like Homelander just cuts him in half.
Whoopsies is 100% correct here, sir.
And Billy just kind of is kind of just like perplexed because he's holding the crossbow, and he's just like, why do I have this crossbow then?
Because you get one to start with.
We'll have to remake his character just like focusing and just like zing with the eyeballs.
Yeah.
After Billy is a
Bandit
another
captain.
bandit, otherwise known as the Bandit Captain. You cannot make it there in this turn, so he is going to step through here.
He's making a mistake.
He gets a turn to see his life choices come to fruition.
Oh, never mind. He does not have the thing I thought he did. So he would not stop there then.
No, because
He
he
would
does
come
not
all the
have
way
a
around.
crossbow.
He does not have he does not have the ranged weapon like I thought he did.
Nope.
All right, so that's the bandit captain's turn. Monarch, what you gonna do?
Originally, I was gonna throw some darts, but seeing this guy come out, I'm going to switch to my spear.
Gonna
I'm
go
going to rush
low
up.
on him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on him. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then I'm gonna make an attack with the spear. 26 to hit.
It hits. He ain't gonna try and parry it. Ain't gonna work.
8 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Yep. Absolutely hit him.
And then another spear attack, because I have extra attack. That. Another normal roll.
Nice!
Natural 20. Critical strike for 9 points of damage. And then I'm going to spend a key point and flurry of blows.
Nice.
All right.
So I'm going to smack once.
Here's the follow-up.
Wait, how do I? So 21 to hit.
That hits.
Normal damage, and I'm gonna spend. Okay, so that's 9 points of bludgeoning, and I'm gonna spend another key point to attempt to stunning strike. So
Okay.
he needs to make a DC 11. Oh no, DC 14 con save.
He fails.
All right, so and then my last unarmed strike.
He should be stunned for this one, so you should have advantage if you went to crit fish.
Oh, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, you rolled
I'll roll
an
a
18.
second.
Odds are you won't get better, but
Yeah, so 26 to hit, normal damage.
There you go, that's the
11
stuff.
points of bludgeoning damage on that one.
is he dead yet?
No, but he is bloodied.
Wow.
So, and then for that last hit, I'm also going to use my GIF feature of, what's it called? Astral Spark. And they need to take an additional, how much is this?
I believe it's just equal to your proficiency bonus.
So it is additional 3 force damage.
3 points of force damage.
Yeah.
So basically, how I imagine this going is Monarch pulls out the spear, smacks him a couple of times with it, and then his body, sort of moving on its own, reaches out with a punch in the side, which catches the bandit captain, throwing off balance. Reaches up with a kick, kicking him in the face, and then a flow of like energy. Mystical energy flows up the leg as he's kicking and smacks the bandit captain right in the face with the force damage.
Well, that was unexpected.
But effective.
And that's my turn.
I don't know. It's like my body moved on its own.
Well, it did it really well. Okay, so
Yep.
you have a bandit.
Correct. Yeah, I got one bandit, and then it's you.
Yep.
All right, I thought you were about to say something.
I was because I jumped the gun and then I realized there was a bandit in between.
The bandit runs up and is going to try and protect the captain. We're gonna just watch this mud stomping happen. Bandit misses horrifically. And that's his turn. So what's Nathan gonna do?
Nathan, see, 3 seconds ago, Nathan was planning on using his free action to say, "Hey, Grandpa, do you think I need to bring out the big guns?" And now 3 seconds later, he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to bother even saying it." So he's just going to kind of come up over here, and he's going to kind of like brace on the cart, and he's going to aim at this guy with a crossbow. And I'm going to go, "Hey, that's a nice crossbow. But you know what? I think mine works better."
It hits.
Oh. Well.
You basically just kind of wing him.
And for a bonus action, I tell Richard to fly over here and then zap at him.
All right, blast him.
This should get my spell attack modifier to this.
Ooh.
So, it doesn't matter, it hit anyway. Oh, it is in there.
Yep.
Cool.
Why is it called zombie?
I don't know, but we'll worry about it later.
That's funny.
Right now, it just makes it creepier.
Just a little bit of foreshadowing.
He's firing a zombie. He's got a zombie launcher. That's great.
I added the +1 because my my proficiency bonus has gone up since the last time we calculated it. So that's still my 1d4 plus my proficiency bonus for 6.
Okay. Yep. Got auto applied. He is bloodied and not happy with this situation.
My homunculus did more damage than I did. I'm not happy with that situation.
Hey, I mean, you don't technically need to use your crossbow anymore. Remember, you have something else you can use.
I did forget that. Oh, I'm such a dum-dum. Well, I'll do it next round. If they
If
live
there
that
is a
long,
next one, if there is a
which
next
they
round.
won't. I don't need
You
crossbows
could yell
anymore.
telling us all to stop so you could try out your new thing.
Nah, there will be more guys later.
You see a bandit with a crossbow run out and take a pot shot at Monarch, because Monarch is the closest and first thing he saw,
Because Monarch drew all the attention.
19 will hit.
which I'm really surprised as to why it's not calculating. But okay, that's fine.
Yeah, like sometimes it
And
has and sometimes it hasn't.
Let's
And
see.
we'll-
Reduce it by 1d10 plus 10 as my reaction. I catch the arrow.
Yep.
I'm not going to throw it back, though.
I was
So
gonna
I
say,
just
are you
catch it
gonna-
and let it fall.
All right, so you're just batting it to the side, basically. All right, next one. The other bandit goes next, and he's going to essentially do the same thing. See what happens here.
He misses.
He gets 17. So, yep, he misses. Because that one, for some reason, calculated. I don't understand, but it's fine.
Holy crap.
Some things are easier just to fix on the fly than they are to figure out why they're not working. That's
I know,
my
right?
answer.
Monarch must have some really high AC. I'm scared.
Oh, yes. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
monks actually have a good AC naturally, especially if you build them you build their stats properly.
I've got an 18 armor class, so.
Mhm. And he's not wearing any armor at all.
That's
Yeah.
Pog.
Holy
So, David's action is to actually stop the horse from running away. So he's going to make an animal handling check.
Good call.
He's going to
Bad
fail
call.
miserably and lose control of the horse.
Good thing I'm not in front of the horse.
The horse tries to turn towards the basically it looks like he's trying to make a U-turn.
Mhm.
And ends up catching the wheels on some of the the grass and such on the side at a bad angle, and the horse and the cart can't move.
Okay.
They have not completely broken yet, but you absolutely can hear the wood straining from the horse trying to get away.
Yep.
And you hear the goblins in the back going, "Whoa!" from getting thrown around in the back. They do not get in there.
What were they like again? Can you do that again?
Wah! You're welcome. And the I went to the wrong bandit last time. So we'll just do him next instead. This bandit has nowhere to go and is absolutely would love to run but can't. So he's just going to attack the Warforged in front of him.
All the way.
Whose giant, terrifying robot just ripped one of his best friends in half. And he can't get away from him.
Not
He
rolling like
misses.
that, he can't.
So it's back to the top of the order. So Phelan, what you gonna do?
Okay, the one that attacked me initially.
That is the one across from you here.
Correct. I am going to take a chop or two at him. This
You're gonna cut him in half. Roll your damage. You cut him in half. Just one big swing from top to bottom, and he dead.
All right, might as well do the follow-up attack on the gentleman underneath.
You hit.
Alrighty.
Oh, he way dead.
He way dead. You just hitting was enough to kill him.
That is a great cleave if I ever saw it.
Alright, and I will move to re-engage. Now I can just drop off of that ledge there, right?
Oh yeah. It's not deep. It's not a far drop. It's only maybe 5 feet.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where it's unless you're sitting there at a full sprint jumping off of it, you're fine.
Nope, I turn around, hop down, and then make my way. Oops. And that should be 30.
Okay. Next is Sokrin. What is Sokrin doing?
Okay. So, is there somewhere I can go to get line of sight on that rogue captain?
You can move up to right here, or you can swing around the cart. Well, no, actually, I'm sorry. You would actually have to move up to there because right now the cart is actually turned at an angle, like facing southeast. Excuse me.
Arguably, he could also
Uh,
climb onto the cart.
You could also climb on top of the cart to shoot, but it is an
Yeah.
unstable platform with the horse currently bucking and trying to get away.
I'm not going to do that. Bad idea. So I'm just going to cast Ray of Frost on the
The bandit captain? Okay.
Red Captain.
Nice.
Don't think that ability actually applies, game. What are you doing? Yeah, no, it doesn't. That's a ranged attack.
Oh, it gave you the option to parry it.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
should be a
it did, because
17.
Yep, it hits.
Oh, 6 damage. Whoa.
Nice. And he is slowed.
Mm.
Respect gained from me for knowing that the parry only works on me. But knowing a lot of the
And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Yep. So next is Badger.
Let's go.
Do I try to kill off another one, or do I just try to kill off the captain?
Kill off another one because I'm thinking of just tying the captain up because
Okay.
he's stunned and automatically fails strength and dex saves.
Then I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I would assume, DM, that I'm kind of able to get, like, right here it looks like there's like a little bit of an up.
Yeah, it goes about 5 feet into the air.
So I'm assuming I can kind of almost stay like around that and hide in order to try to shoot one of these two up here.
You can attempt to hide there, but they can see you have moved to there. So you'd be able to hide, but they actually see you. So you're not actually going to get a surprise shot from that location because you can't hide getting to that location.
Okay, then I'll take that back.
Can I offer an assist?
Sure.
As in an idea for the player, not the assist action.
Yep. No, I know what you meant.
I mean, if the wagon is kind of bucking and pulled on the angle in front, you might be able to hide now and then move.
That is fair because they're probably not seeing him from the other side of the wagon.
Because it'd be tough to look at something on the other side of a screaming horse. Like, it's a lot easier to get lost in the shuffle.
Yep. Yeah, I would absolutely give him the hide action there.
Okay. Then I'm going to hide.
Help the grandpa.
That's an natural 20.
Hey, yep.
The invisible
You're-
grandpa.
You are so stealthy it's not even funny. Pick your target, sir.
It might not be funny, but it's about to have a punchline.
Yeah, and I can shoot them where they're at. So
Yeah, you're not outside of your regular range either, so you're just gonna punch him. Oof. You still hit.
I still hit barely though.
Yep. Doesn't matter. This fight was trivial for you guys to start with.
20
Dead.
on the top on this one. I don't know why it wasn't targeted anymore.
Where's
It-
the captain
it's-
gone?
It's okay.
You popped the captain out, too.
Apparently I did. I didn't mean to.
You poof gone to the captain.
Um,
Through both of them. Bam,
and
bam.
I will. I'll grab him too.
Okay.
So I now have 2 coins of these bandits.
Ooh.
All right. So
And actually,
See,
I'm going to just do Whales of the Grave on the one right next to him.
Okay.
Well, that
Remind
will
me
be
what that
terrifying.
does.
Six points of damage to him, necrotic.
He's bloodied.
Isn't that a save?
Nope.
Okay.
They just take it.
Yep.
Okay.
I think it requires him to have one of those tokens, and I think it required him to hit for the turn too, or something like that.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think it has something to do with him sneak attacking.
If I hit someone with sneak attack, I can then choose someone within 30 feet of that,
That was it. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
and I have that uses of proficiency bonus. I think
They, yeah.
because it says I have 3, so I'm assuming that's
Yep, that would make sense if it's proficiency based because it's definitely not based off of your dex.
right. So that would be my turn then.
Okay. Next is Krog, and Krog is going to firebolt the captain because the captain's right in front of him.
There he goes.
Krog hits him with a firebolt, but the captain is not dead. He does not look like he's very happy, or at least he wouldn't look like he was very happy if he wasn't stunned.
I mean, he was already bloodied and stunned, so I'm pretty sure he's got to be,
Bloodied, stunned, and slowed.
bloodied,
He's been hit
stunned,
by ice
slowed,
and
foot on
fire
a
and
banana peel,
hippo.
other one in the grave.
Yep.
Ah, yes, the 3 elements: ice, fire, and hippo.
Yes.
He's firing him. Next is Billy. What is Billy doing?
Billy will. I think Billy will turn around after having seen the. Whoops! Do not target myself. Billy will turn around, seeing that this is pretty much going like some other parties he's been with, and he just will call out, just general. He'll just call out. Just leave. You guys should just leave drop your weapons, and some of your valuables.
Not sure why, but you cut out again. But I think I know what it is you were trying to say, and give them an intimidation check with advantage.
Sorry, I'm also, as I'm kind of just casually actually going to try to calm the horse.
Okay.
If you want to do both, I can.
So you're going to use your action to try and calm the horse. That's going to be an animal handling check.
Yep.
And then also the call out would be an intimidation check with advantage.
Because they're not having a good time.
Yeah. Animal handling first. Normal. Could be better.
It's enough to cause the horse to stop it from actually snapping the axle. So like the horse is still absolutely skittish, but it's not it's not currently still trying to make that really hard turn it can't.
I'm dropping the crossbow on the ground as I don't seem to need it actually right now. Finding out
Have
what
they even hit us yet?
And then I will. And then here's the.
I think they hit Monarch once. No, they didn't. Monarch
they tried-
blocked it.
I grabbed the arrow out of the air, yeah.
Yeah.
And then advantage on the intimidation, which something he's not really that good at. Probably because he didn't put some oomph into it.
So you see them waver a bit, but not enough to cause them to actually do what you're asking for. All right. So, do you have any bonus actions or any other movement you want to do?
Well, I don't think Billy consciously knows what he's doing, but I'm going to, as a player, just go ahead and shift some spells.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
So next is Monarch.
Gonna stab my spear on the ground, pull out some rope, and tie up the bandit captain.
Yes.
So.
Okay.
Restrained.
So you can do that, but just be aware that you're going to give yourself an opportunity to the bandit standing next to you. That's not the
perfectly
captain.
fine. That's
Alright.
perfectly fine.
Yeah. Because I'm sorry, if you sat there and pulled out rope next to me, I am absolutely going to stab you no matter what.
No, that's fair. I was planning on taking an opportunity attack when dragging the captain away anyway.
The mystery of it though is great. It's like this guy is still here, like I'm here, I'm stabbing you.
I'm
like, I
standing
don't
right
care.
here.
You're getting wrapped up.
You managed to hit me.
Getting wrapped. Love it.
4 points of slashing.
Oh no, the entire 4 points of damage the enemy has done to us all combat.
All right. So Bandit
Absolutely.
Captain is tied up and restrained. And I'm going to drag him 15 feet away. So 5, 10, 15. So he should go like right there in front of the horse.
Okay.
Yeah. The bandit used his reaction to attack me while I was using the rope, right?
Yep.
Correct.
He
Yeah,
did
he
do
used
this.
his
Okay.
he used his reaction to attack you when you were tying him up.
All right. So we've got a person now. That's fine. That's my turn.
The bandit that stabbed you is absolutely running away.
He just stabbed me. I ignored the stab wound and just took his leader and went, yeah, this is mine now.
Yep, literally, you just did that, and he just went, nope, and ran 60 feet straight north. He's basically off the map, but not far enough to where, like,
Right.
you can't shoot him if you want it to. Like, it's getting denser
especially with an
and
Eldritch
foliage.
Blast.
Yeah, the foliage is getting denser, so he does have some light cover from it, but that's about it at the moment. Next is Nathan. So you're gonna go Eldritch Blast him. Or you're gonna do the one that's bloodied in front
Okay,
of.
so what
Dylan?
Nathan is going to do is Nathan steps to here and kind of like crouches behind the log to use it to shoot at this guy. However, as he gets ready to take the shot, he just feels something and sets the crossbow down and instead points with a sinister crooked finger at the remaining bandit with a crossbow, and will, for the first time, no, don't do that. For the first time ever, will cast Eldritch Blast
Eldritch Blast.
that he didn't even know that he had.
Nope. This is what happens when you get a, you make a pact with the bone merchant.
And he hits.
Eldritch Blaze.
Immortalizes him.
And as the blast of bluish black energy hits him and like almost fades through the body, you hear the sound of 2 pennies being dropped into a coin purse as I gain my 4 temporary hit points.
Ooh.
I believe you get a second shot, right?
Do I with a warlock at level 1?
It's not based off of your warlock level. It's based off your total level.
Okay, well then guess who's getting whacked with the other shot? Because it worked so nice, we're doing it twice.
I'm just going to move him down here so people can target him.
Okay,
easier.
good. I appreciate that.
Currently, he's like 40 feet away from Gray and like 60 feet away from like everybody else.
It doesn't matter how far away he is.
So roll your damage for me.
Oh my.
Bone merchant.
He's integrated.
He is still alive.
Okay.
Not happy, but still alive.
And for my bonus action,
he is in fact actually not bloodied yet. Oh no, yes he is. He is bloodied.
Lucky man.
Richard will take a the Blasty Blast shot.
Okay.
4 strike. And I did just fix the damage,
Awesome.
so I don't have to adjust it anymore.
Absolutely hits even with the cover. He is still alive.
Damn it.
Just a little bit more. Anything else, sir?
Hold on a second. I'm checking something.
Mm-hmm.
Spell attack rolls and saving throw DCs, but not damage. Okay, never mind. I wanted to see if I did one more point of damage because of the all-purpose tool, but I don't, so it's fine.
I mean, you could use a fate point to re-roll it.
I'm not spending a fate point to re-roll on a guy that's already running away when we've won the fight.
I was just saying it's possible, or you might have got one of those +1 cards
Wait, I do have a +1 card. Hold on.
because you don't get to ever use your cards in your own
I do
game.
never
so
get to use my cards. Add +1 to a player's die roll. Play card.
and with that one little wing, that's enough to kill him.
And again, 2 copper coins. Ta-dink. And my temporary hit points also reset to 4 again.
So you guys have won the combat. On David's next turn, he will soothe the horse. I'm 99% sure he's going to do it on that roll. Yes, he will.
Almost.
And he gets
definitely.
the horse back on track, basically where it is currently. You guys have a bandit captain in front of you, and you also have a log you got to move, which, with this current party, I don't think is going to be a problem to move for the most part.
Not my job.
Between the Goliath and the GIF, probably not.
Between the Goliath, the Gith, and the Warforged.
Yeah. I'm just gonna pop the bandit captain into the wagon and grab my spear.
Roll me a sleight of hand check, by the way.
I'm not trying to do it stealthily.
No, you're not, but I'm actually using that as the basis on how well you tied him up.
Oh, okay.
Also, while all of this is happening,
19.
And the Goliath,
Nice.
the Gif, and the Warforged, the 3 massive guys are all moving the log. Richard is going to flit up under it and hold it up with 4 hands while fluttering his wings very hard, reducing its weight by all of about 1/4 of a dram. Because he's helpful.
Billy looks at the long movers and with a kind of a sheepish longing, and just kind of looks at his hands and just goes, I don't think I'm going to try. Not going to be much. I'm about as useful as as Richard there.
But you were still you were still more useful than the bandits, so I mean, there's that.
I mean, anybody's more useful than a bandit.
Especially
But
these
you know what?
bandits.
I mean, well, yeah, these bandits didn't know what they were doing. They did the most basic trick ever.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
mean, they have to be new to this area.
I mean, it could have been worse. They could have just had a bandit captain with a horse stand in the middle of the road and try to convince people to give them money.
That's the second worst one.
Yeah, that probably would have been just as bad. I mean, me and Krog probably could have dealt with all of them right here, but we might have lost one of the millers if we had did that.
I'm gonna take a second and crawl under the wagon and immediately realize that I hit my head on it because it's harder to crawl under than it used to be. But I'm gonna check to
Yep.
make sure there's not any axle damage.
You see that the wood is strained a little bit, like there's some new cracks in it.
Okay.
So it's not broken, but it is a bit damaged. It's probably it'll probably be fine, but if it lands just wrong, it might snap.
Okay. So, but all of the pieces of the wood are there, right?
Yeah, you're just seeing cracks in it, not
Mending.
like chunks. Yep, I knew exactly where you were going, and mending absolutely fixes it.
What's it look like down there, Nathan?
I mean, it was a little squirrely with a cut and a little bit of a popping in it, but it's fine now. I got it all put back together again. We should be okay.
I'm just gonna take Bandit Captain, push him up into the cart, and be like, "This guy might have a bit of a bounty, potentially.
Oh, that's a smart
It-
idea.
And if not, we can always ask him some questions.
It's not. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I told them to leave, but well, one of them tried.
He almost got
Reasonable
it.
option after we had already shown that we were outmatching them.
I didn't know I could do that.
I didn't know I could do any of this. I was physically strong, physically skilled before, but nothing like that. Mainly using weapons, but now it's like my body reacted on its own. I feel more flexible. I don't even know what happened, really. It all happened instantly.
You and me both. I didn't know. I assumed that this crossbow here was what I used. Doesn't seem the case.
I know, right?
Wonder what other tricks I have. And he pulls out from his suit. He pull out a small wand, and he'll say, "Nathan, I don't know magic. I might have to talk to you about what I might be able to do."
Okay. We can work on that. Also, you might want to talk to Badger because Badger used to know a lot about magic. And
Mine was more of a gut feeling and less of a knowledge intuition.
I know exactly what you mean.
yeah, so I mean, I figure between me and Sokaran and Badger, I mean, one of us can probably help you figure out how to do the thing. I mean, I'm not so much with the wands, and I hold up this banner. I was like, but these are really magical in the right hands.
Well, usually all sorts of magic is fundamental in certain aspects, so maybe I can learn something.
Yeah, I mean,
See what I can do.
we'll try to make something work. Did it feel like it was swelling up from inside of you, or did it feel like you were collecting essences from outside, or what was it? What was it in the moment?
It felt like a burst of emotion. Normally, when I feel a burst of emotion, I feel invincible. But this time, it took the form of almost like a heat.
It took the form of fireballs shooting out of your eye sockets.
Yeah.
You
And,
must follow your feelings. Like it's like that. It's from your feeling, your emotion, from within, from your inner strength. You will be able to manifest your power.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to see what I can do. And yeah, I think over the next couple of minutes, we find out that Billy can cast Shape Water, Prestidigitation, Minor Illusion, and Chill Touch.
Nice.
Alrighty. Over that time, I'm assuming you guys are looting the bandits.
Yeah.
And disarming the bandit captain.
Now we
And
have
disarming
even
the
more
captain.
crossbows we don't need.
The bandit captain has 7 gold on him.
7 gold?
Correct, 7 gold. The bandits themselves have 16 copper on them and about 20 silver in total. So 7 gold, 16 copper, and 20 silver.
Nice.
Not very good bandits.
I mean,
Are
they're
we
okay.
adding that all
I'm
to
surprised they had gold.
That was
The
just
captain had gold.
Yeah,
The regular
captain
bandits
had
did
gold.
not.
Wow, he's doing pretty good.
It's probably because he hadn't paid the bandits yet this week.
Yeah.
That is
So are
also
we
very
adding
possible.
these coins to like a party fund, or how are we divvying it up?
That is a conversation for the group.
I'm okay either way. I mean, if we want to have a party fund, if we want to just split it all out. I don't think I really need any of it right now, personally. If anybody else is really
Yeah, I agree
low
with
in
that.
the
Nobody-
pockets.
Well, we got. How much will it cost to turn your adamantine doors into what you have planned?
It's going to take a long time.
You have adamantine?
I have a couple 100 pounds of adamantium that I'm going to make that I have for a project.
That
Thanks
you've
very
probably
much.
taken out of the bag of holding by now because they wouldn't
Yeah.
fit out.
No,
otherwise.
yeah, it's back at the base.
Just like
Yeah, it's basically like leaning up. It's leaning against the door frame.
No,
Not the
it's
door
in
frame,
bars.
right? In
It's
Oh,
I
that's
had
what
it
that-
put
right,
down the
right.
bars.
You stripped it down to bars, so you would
Yeah.
have just set the bars down inside where your workshop would be.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
that's what those were.
Where do you think I got the idea to fabricate the alien space thing
In the bars?
from?
Yeah. It was a good idea.
Space.
Did anybody write down the money for that Dalton paid out?
I
New players
unfortunately
weren't
did not.
there.
I'm new here.
It was
thought
on my
second-
character sheet at one point, but it's not this time.
I could go watch the VOD.
I can
again.
check the video.
I know exactly how much I gave you. I haven't
Oh, okay.
written down, so I'm just going to add it. I just wanted to make sure before I added it to you that it wasn't on someone else's.
No, because apparently on mine I right now. Oh, there it is. You just put it on? Yes, you must have just put it on because it wasn't there a second ago. Okay.
Yeah, I'm adding it in right now because
Okay.
I wanted to make sure that money doesn't get lost if I
Yep.
end up removing that. And there's a couple of other things I need to add to there, but I'll do that in a minute.
Okay.
Do you need someone to take a second, just a backup inventory, or do you think you're okay? I'm just offering. I don't know why, but I always commonly become the accountant sometimes.
It's common roll.
Huh, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, it's a shame you didn't actually say it out loud so that everyone else knows what we're talking about.
Huh? What?
Gray doesn't like talking now.
Gray doesn't use his words. He's like Silent Bob, but with a texter.
Presently, I'm... that makes more sense. I'm presently holding the little pouch that I got off the bandit captain with the 7
Wait,
gold
no,
in
it doesn't make sense. You're saying that you're not talking because you're looking through, because you have to check something in work emails, so you're typing, which is more closely tied to emails than talking is.
Ooh.
Fine. I'm just giving Gray a hard time. It's my job. He could
Yeah,
type 60, you could type 60 words a minute, but you can only think 30, so that's really kind of not that useful.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, no, sorry. I just got a bunch of emails about a job that I have to head right to tomorrow morning.
Yay.
Yeah, but at least it's at 7. I don't have to be there at 4, 3, or 5.
That's a plus.
We'll come back more than... Gray had a good idea that we just create a loot character and put all the money on that.
Especially because all the rest of us keep popping and changing, and it might less likelihood of something getting lost.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that for you real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason I wasn't actually talking is because when I hold the Alt key down, it does resizing stuff with the screen.
Do I have the loot goblin picture? We'll use that as the picture. I might have it in here somewhere. If not, I'll...
Yes,
I'll get
the
it.
ever-present invisible loot goblin.
Yes.
There was like a backpack full of gold in your Hero Forge minis. Right?
I'll make them later. Okay.
Yes, I spent
What
many
I'm
years.
hearing is Mornin's got to introduce to us a little loot goblin that follows us around and just goes and picks up everything.
You can just pay
and
one of Krog's
Then we get
minions.
into combat.
and he hums a little song to himself, you know.
And his
like,
name is
"Hana,
Hoover.
hana, 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 hana."
His name is Hoover.
Literally,
No.
never does any combat, doesn't fight, just walks around and picks things up.
Occasionally, when we need money out of the bag, we kick him in the butt.
And the money just sprays everywhere.
Could be a sidekick from Tasha's.
He's a Roomba.
No, I am not giving you a sidekick loot goblin.
That's the joke I was going for with Hoover. Hoover or Roomba.
Ooh.
Those are classical goblin names.
They are.
All right. So the rest of the trip, it takes you guys
It
probably like
absolutely won't be a problem when I get back to being a gnome, because I don't want to spoil the secret, but I had a ludicrous idea for what my if I was doing the Battlesmith Artificer, I had a ludicrous idea for what my Steel Defender was going to be, and it was basically just going to be a chest with legs.
Luggage.
Yep.
Good name for him. Luggage.
So it takes you guys probably like 5 minutes to get the log out of the way. You guys are brawny for the most part. And the ones that aren't brawny but are still brawny because they count as big as hell.
They have an assist from Richard.
Yeah.
He counts as helping. He gives one of them advantage.
Yep. I'm not even going to make you roll. You guys, get it, toss it out, toss it in the lake or wherever.
You have advantage on top of being counted as one size larger.
Yep. So you guys move the log. David gets the horse back in line, and you guys proceed forward. It takes basically the rest of the day. It's nightfall, or roughly nightfall, when you guys make it to Shell Landing. I am going to tease you slightly because it is the 4-hour mark. And
I
this
was
is a good
just
place
about
to
to
stop.
say, just reminding you, it's the 4-hour mark. Not that I
Yep.
mind going on, but
It
would make
is the
sense to
4-hour
stop.
mark. I absolutely do know I need to stop because
Okay.
unfortunately, short on staff means I have to go in even early tomorrow, and I'm probably going to be working a double.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Nice
That
map.
is not fun.
Thank you. This is the map of Shell Landing. You will be coming in from the gate over here and have
Oh
to
my gosh,
travel
you have
through
people.
town.
You have people tokens hidden in here. Because I accidentally
do.
rolled over a couple.
Yes, I did. Those are just very similar to the way I did in Dunwick. Those are the characters that you will interact with at those locations. They remind me where they're supposed to be.
And then out here is where the dragon turtle's going to come from. The gargantuan-sized dragon turtle that's going to do the kaiju battle.
There may or may not be a giant turtle in town.
I mean,
Who's to say?
it'll happen.
There's a tiger lady here.
Yeah, I seen the Tabaxi, and now we're gonna
Yep.
go into Tabaxi things.
Yep,
It's
I'm all for it.
going to be you could say, shell of a good time.
Future episode title.
But that
Make
was
note of that.
today's. That was today's Exalted Spirits. I hope you guys enjoyed the story so far, and your choose your own adventure portion of this, because you are getting there.
I'm liking it.
This whole place is filled with people that you can absolutely interact with and potentially get random side quests you can go have fun with. And also, get the stone you need to actually fix the tower.
Bonus points for having the river flowing in the correct direction so that it's emptying out into the bay.
Yep. Oh, you saw up on the bridge?
Yeah. Map making skills +1, sir.
The little effect, I have to ask, how did you get the little ripple effect? That was cool. In the last map. Water.
Oh, in the water, multiple light sources.
They're
Overlapping light sources.
They're light sources with a visual effect on the light source of swirling fog, and when you put them tight and close together, it makes it look like water.
Huh.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't do it with this one because this map literally I dropped in and went, this is huge. I'm not playing with this one right now.
Yeah, that's fine. I didn't expect that.
But if
Yeah,
he was
you
going
guys-
to, it would look like.
Oh, you got it.
Super good.
Oh, I got to turn the speed up.
Ooh. Ooh.
And then you just, when you get a couple of them strung together and overlapping, you start to get a nice bubbling brook out of it.
Yeah. That's cool.
Ah. I took the only damage this
You
session, and I took twice as much damage from a bandit stabbing me than drinking a potion.
Yep.
You are the tank. I will. You've
not
earned
the
the
tank.
You've earned the tank award so far. So that means-
But yeah, I mean, you tanked that one bandit that actually hit.
Hey, there were two different bandits that hit. Remember, he got hit by a crossbow, and then he also got hit by a sword. Even if the crossbow in the end didn't actually work.
Yeah,
Would've
well, I
made
mean,
much
he made
him up.
he made the crossbow not count, so none of us actually saw that it hit.
I appreciated the easy fight to introduce that we do not know what we were capable of. That was nice.
It was a nice explorational fight. All right,
Yeah.
so everybody, that's going to be the end of this one. We'll be going into the post show really quickly, but somebody needs to get a free fate point. So is it Greymane Phelan? Is it Badger Cindery Scorched Ace? Is it Me? Is it Monarch Minor? Is it Billy Kane, which is also an awesome name, by the way? Or is it Sokoran Psychorax, which is also an awesome name, by the way?
Billy Kane sounds like
Right?
that's giving me Michael Jackson vibes, and I'm digging it.
Billy Mays here.
Billy, oh no, there's two.
Billy Kane sounds like the stage name that Glenn Danzig didn't take. Soak Room for the drum solo? I agree. I agree, Soak Room for the drum solo.
I have to go with. God.
So we
The
have one
name.
for Monarch, 2 for Billy Kane, and 4 for Soak Room, the drummer man. So while this is all getting wrapped up, if you're watching this on YouTube, please be a good lycanthrope. Please be a good werewolf. Like and subscribe. I screwed up my own line. If you are enjoying this campaign, we do this one on Thursdays. We have a gothic adventure series called Light and Darkness, which is on Tuesdays. We have this one on Thursdays. We have, for the month of October, which this probably won't be up by the end of, but regardless, for the month of October, we have Ravenloft on Fridays, we have Drakkenheim on Saturdays, and we have Spelljammer on Sundays. So if you would be interested in any of those, stop by, watch us live, say hi. We'd love to hear from you, and you can be part of the show. Other than that, for everybody that's here on Twitch, thank you very much for being here and watching us do the thing. I really appreciate it. And with that, we will be ending the YouTube part of the video because the post show is just for people watching live. And we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.